Brain benders, banter, mind bending entertainment. 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 Brain benders. Brain benders, 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 benders. Brain benders, benders, benders.
Welcome, everyone, to tonight's episode of Brain Benders Banter. Tonight, we're talking about something that has the power to change everything, our mindset. I'd like to really focus on changing our mindset. Therefore, we have different results in life. So, what
Greetings
you
from
believe
South
about
Carolina.
yourself
Okay.
shapes your
Oh, no
actions,
more.
right?
Hold it.
What?
I said greetings from South Carolina. You know I can't hold that very long.
No, I should always let you do that first.
Yeah, I should. You should probably.
Okay. What we believe about yourself shapes your actions, and those actions shape your results, right?
True.
So tonight we're sharing what drives us, what keeps us going, and how each of us can build a stronger, more focused, more resilient mindset. That's what tonight's show's about. Whenever you're here, whether you're here to be inspired or to share your own journey, you're in the right place because we're going to grow together. You guys ready?
Absolutely.
First question. What's a mindset shift that changed your life? And I already know Zach's going to swoop himself over there and make himself big. I already know it's coming.
You're not supposed to go first, Zach. Come on, man. All the rules. You're like the main event. It's a big show. You're what everybody waits to hear.
Yeah. I do it. Here it comes. Here we go.
Pirate.
Hi, Corey.
In school, I used to have a mindset that revolved around getting attention. Craved being seen, being heard, and being the center of the conversation, even if it was for the wrong reasons. Thought that standing out meant doing whatever it took to be noticed, whether that was being loud, trying to outdo others, or inserting myself into situations that weren't about me. At the time, I saw that attention as validation. Thought if people looked at me, they cared. They talked about me, I mattered. That kind of mindset is easy to fall into when you're young and just want to feel like you belong or like you're important in a world that often overlooks people who are different or struggling. Truth is, deep down, I wasn't happy. I was frustrated that people didn't really understand me, and I thought the louder I got, the more they would have to listen. What I didn't realize then was that demanding attention isn't the same as earning respect. There's a big difference between someone noticing you and someone truly valuing you. The way I was seeking validation in school wasn't sustainable, and it certainly wasn't fulfilling. Left me feeling empty more often than not. I'd get the attention I thought I wanted, but it didn't come with real connection or genuine support. There was a part of me that wanted to make an impact. I didn't know how to do it without being selfish about it. Saw the world through a lens of, what can I get out of this, rather than, how can I contribute? Not easy to admit that, but it's the truth. Wasn't thinking about how my actions affected others, or how much stronger I could be if I stopped looking for a spotlight and started shining it on what really matters, building up others, serving a purpose, and growing as a person. That shift began when I started prepping. Not just in the physical sense of storing food or gathering supplies, but mentally and spiritually preparing myself for life in all its chaos. Unique prepping was born from that deeper desire to stop focusing on attention and start focusing on intention. Began to realize that survival wasn't just about protecting yourself, it's about strengthening your community, sharing your knowledge, and lifting people up when they're struggling. Gave me a whole new reason to grow up, step up, and show up differently. Unique prepping forced me to ask myself hard questions. Why was I doing what I was doing? What kind of legacy did I want to leave behind? I want to be remembered as someone who always needed to be noticed, or someone who helped others feel seen. That was the moment I knew my mindset had to change. Couldn't keep living for the reactions of others. Had to start living with purpose, even if nobody clapped for me. Even if no one noticed at first. Because real impact happens in silence sometimes, and that's okay. The more I leaned into prepping, the more I learned about myself. Learned that true strength isn't in being the loudest in the room. In being prepared, being grounded, and being able to help when others can't. In staying calm when chaos hits. That kind of mindset isn't flashy, but it's powerful. It gave me a kind of inner peace I never found in school when I was chasing validation. Taught me that preparing for the future means investing in yourself and your community, not just trying to impress people who may not even be part of your journey. Stopped seeing myself as someone who needed attention to matter. Started seeing myself as someone who matters because of what I'm building, because of what I'm giving, and because I'm showing others that their unique abilities are not weaknesses, they are strengths. Something school never taught me. Something I had to learn by growing through pain, through failure, and through reflection. Needed to unlearn everything I thought success and acceptance looked like and replace it with something far more meaningful. Unique prepping became more than a channel, it became a mirror. Reflects who I was, who I'm becoming, and how far I've come. Every video, every story, every time I show up authentically, I remind myself that I'm no longer that kid just begging to be seen. I'm now someone who sees others. Wants to help them prepare. Wants to remind them that no matter what challenges they face, they have value. Have a place in this world. Sometimes, all they need is someone to say, I see you, and I believe in what you're capable of. Look back now and realize that the mindset I had in school wasn't evil, it was misdirected. Wanted connection. Wanted impact. I didn't yet know the difference between feeding my ego and feeding my purpose. It's a journey a lot of people go through, especially when they felt overlooked or underestimated. What changed for me was understanding that real fulfillment comes from being useful, being helpful, being kind, and preparing for a future where those things will be needed more than ever. So now, I'm not chasing attention anymore. Building something that matters. Prepping not just to survive, but to lead. Empower. Uplift others who have been where I've been, feeling like they need the world's eyes on them to matter. Don't. Just need to look in the mirror and choose to shift your mindset from me to we. It's when everything starts to change. It's when you realize you were never meant to chase the light. We're meant to be the light. P out.
And that's why you don't go first. What part of that did you not understand? The first part of your story and realize that you jumped on first, you pirated it, you took it.
Zach,
Well,
you're
I'm going to
brilliant.
steal his spotlight. 'Cause I can't.
You have buttons.
My answer is actually it's kind of similar in that, like, for me it was realizing that the goal shouldn't be happiness, it should be contentment. And the difference is when you think that your life can only have meaning if you get that thing that makes you happy, like if you can get a lot of money, or you can even just get a girlfriend, or get famous, any of those external things will make you happy. You'll start to get bitter and jaded because the world's not giving you what you think you need. And and that's a bad path. But if you seek contentment, and I don't mean to sound like a Taoist or anything, but contentment is something you find within yourself. It's being content in the present, finding things in your life right now that make you not necessarily happy, but that make you feel safe and secure and home and comfortable. And yeah, contentment, I think, is more important than happiness. And once you start to live your life that way, I feel like, I don't know, I'm not going to say it becomes easier, because life's never easy. But I do think that it takes a lot of the weight off, and a lot of the blame for bad things happening, because bad things are going to happen. There's no need to find blame. And I think it centers you, and good things will happen to you because of that, because you're centered, because you're more focused on yourself, and the world around you becomes less a burden and an obstacle, and more of just something to share your time and space with. And so, like Zach takes it to a different level, where it's about finding that in other people, and I do think that is part of it. But I think you do have to start with yourself, because otherwise, your own inner demons will prevent you from really connecting with the outside world. So, yeah. That's a mind shift change that I went through right after college, that really, it flipped a switch in my brain. I used to be a very angry, very bitter, I used to be a jerk, honestly. And I don't know, I feel much better now. Okay, I'm done.
Okay. I guess I'll go.
Okay.
Okay. Moving you over.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Here's my little story. You know, I had to do a lot.
Jackie.
Oh, sorry. I had to do a lot of changing when I got down here from being in Chicago, because I had to be a little bit more positive being down here instead of being negative, because negativity sort of follows me kind of wherever I go. The negativity and the paranoia. You know, like people down here, which I was not used to, you know, like strangers will say good morning, and they'll wave at you, and it's like, and I'm looking at these people when I first got here, and I'm like, who the hell are you saying hello to me for? I don't know you from Adam.
Such a big city person.
Yeah, I don't, and you learn not to look at people in the eye, because that's a fight. And I'm telling you, and you think with the paranoia, you feel like everyone, and it's not true, but like everyone is out to get you. Like, what's your scam, scum? That's how the mentality rolls. And so when I got down here, my husband told me, look, you better chill out, because people are not like that here. Even if it's a phony hello, people are still saying hello, and you reciprocate, and you smile, and you go on your way. But I tell you, I had to change my mindset around completely, because like I said, I wasn't scared. I was just like, what do you want from me? You want a piece of me? That's how I felt, though. And it's like back home, you don't look at the person on you, who's looking, you're walking by on the sidewalk. You don't say hello. I mean, you sort of you end up being guarded, and that's kind of like how I was for a long time. But I had to change my mindset about that, because not everybody is like that. And especially people down here, everything is a lot slower paced. And, and me, it's like, I want the facts now, give them to me straight. And it's like, no, I have to chill out. But sometimes I still wish people would get to the bloody point already. But
Yeah,
I'm
Zach.
doing my best. But I'm doing my best. And that's how I changed my mind. It's like I just learned to be a little bit more chill.
No, that's good. Yeah.
That's me, and that's my story.
Okay, who's next?
Oh, good God.
Danny.
a process of elimination, I might be going. You see, I don't deal with that much. I really don't. Um, I don't have great expectations, and I don't really want much. You know, I'm older and settled down, and I don't have the young dreams of the youthful person. So I find it very rare that I'm upset or disappointed because I don't have the expectations of the want to be disappointed. My life changing mindset was changing shift, I guess, was when I come to realize that I was older now and
Hmm.
I could sit at home, watch TV, be on YouTube, and talk to you guys and do stuff instead of being out adventuring in the world. That I'm now finally at the age I can settle down and relax and be retired old man. You know, and I guess that's a good thing. So that's my mind shift. My change in life is not that I wanted to be the retired old man who sits home. God kind of made that choice for me. I'm on disability. And I also want to warn people that if you get a hold of super glue and you're fixing something, you should be very careful not to touch your head or your hair or anything, or you just might wind up kind of looking like Kojak or something. Just saying, it can happen, guys. Just
Oh, Jenny, you're
just
still cool to me. I don't care what your mom says.
But I'm thinking I'm gonna look so cool once I grow that goatee in real good and have that bald head like Stone Cold Steve Austin.
All I can say
316.
is get a bottle of
Okay.
alcohol the next time that happens. Because you won't
But
be
you know, it'd be
sticking
like
your hair.
Stone Cold Danny Staten. Danny Staten 316 says I just got high.
316. You want a Coors Light?
Danny
That's what I
Staten
want to
420.
hear.
Danny Staten 420 says I just got high.
I just got high. That's hilarious.
Make your damn old t-shirt right there, boy.
Oh gosh, Corey, that's hilarious. Corey, you're so funny.
Mhm.
All
Yeah.
right.
You think that's bad, Corey? Wait till the Men in White show up. You think the Men in Black were bad? I've got Men in White messing with me.
Buff.
Yeah.
Buff.
Yeah.
Are you
All
out
right.
of the floor? Are you out of the floor yet?
All right. So your question is, what is a mindset shift that changed your life?
Stop caring. No matter what you do, life is shit, and then you die. So why bother? That's pretty much
Fatalism.
it. Tried being that nice guy. I was a complete dick for a while. And I was like, yeah, let me try the nice guy thing. And that gets you nowhere. So I was like, yeah, go back to the old me. And I've never been happier.
I've never thought of you as a nice guy. If that helps.
Yeah, honestly, just don't give it. I don't give a fuck. I just don't.
Ah,
Meh.
nah.
No, dude. I always thought of him as the black guy.
Oh gosh, Danny.
Yeah, because every show needs a black guy for algorithm. You know.
Oh,
No,
God.
he says he's the angry black guy.
Yeah, it don't matter if he's angry or not, as long as he's there. It's about ratings.
Oh, stop it.
I'm
I
forgot who
love
first started calling me that. That was gonna be the name of my channel. I was like, maybe that's a little too on the nose. I don't know.
Oh, that's funny. All right. For me, a mindset was there was a time in my life where I was working 3 jobs, going to school, raising my daughter by myself. I was a single mom. And I sat there one day and I thought, my daughter's getting older quickly. I'm not going to have much time with her because I'm working 3 jobs. I'm going to school. Like most of the time she's over at my grandma's house. Like, yeah, I'm doing it all for her. But then is it going to benefit her because I'm not here and being as much part of her life? right? And I'm working 3 jobs to support her and everything, but how good would that be for me not to be home very often? You know, like what, I can't be a mom if I'm not there. She can't have memories of her childhood. We don't go places. We don't do things because mom's always working. So I just kind of woke up one day and thought, no, I just need to get a better paying job, one job. And that way I could be with my child. I could spend time with my child and I could be there as her mom instead of everyone in the family. She's with everybody in the family all the time. And so I decided to start searching for better paying jobs rather than teller positions and stuff, because I had been in banking for a really long time. I was actually in banking for 18 years before I was in transportation and logistics. And so I think that day I looked at my daughter and she was sleeping on the couch. And I just thought, wow, she's getting big. And I have barely seen much of her, you know, because I'm working so much. And I had that mindset of, nope, things are going to change right now because I need to be part of her life. She doesn't have a dad. And now she doesn't have a mom because I'm always at work, working one job or another. So, and when I am home, I'm on my laptop doing schoolwork so that I could get a better education, so I could get a degree, so that I could then make more money. It was just a big circle. However, nothing can replace those years of a child. And I'm just, that mindset really, really changed me is, no, my daughter needs a mom. Maybe we'll struggle just a little bit more, but I'll be here. At least I'll be here with her every day instead of her always being with my family. So that was a big mindset shift that changed my life. Because from that moment on, it was like I skyrocketed. Like I decided to get out of banking. I took a position as, it was basically process for a warehouse, and it was basically data entry. And since I was in banking for so long, I was really fast on the 10 key. So I could just look at a sheet of paper and just be like, blah, 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 blah. Like I'm 110 strokes a minute on the 10 key.
Wow.
So, and that's with like maybe one mistake. So, it's crazy, but
I'm not worthy.
I'm fast on the 10 key, but regardless, so I was really good at data entry and it was all numbers because I had been in banking for so long. And then they decided, because I was such a good employee, that they were going to open up a transportation division, and they wanted to move me over there to help the director that they hired to get that position and that transportation. They were, instead of third partying out trucks and transportation for the warehouse, they were actually going to open their own transportation division and have their own drivers, their own trucks and all that. So they transferred me over there, and I ended up being the operations manager for him, and just kept promoting from there. And then I saw this position open up as a dispatcher over at the place that I'm at now. And I thought, oh, not so much stress, a better commute to work. I'm going to go for it. And I got the job. And it was really funny because now I've been there 15 years. I started as a dispatcher because I wanted something less stressful. And now I'm the terminal manager. How does that happen?
They love you.
Yeah, it's just the mindset, right? Take care of things. Do your job. Do it well. Do the best you can do always. That's it. That's all I got to say is about that. I'm still laughing at you, Zach.
Awesome story.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
That's very inspirational, Chris.
Thank you.
True. True.
You always move me because you have been through so much.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think one of the reasons I wanted to do this show so bad is a lot of people that I've heard lately, and I don't know why, but I've heard some of my friends, some people around me, people at work, they're just, oh, woe is me all the time. And I'm like, change your mindset. Change your mindset. Change how your life is going. Change what you're doing so that you get a different result.
I look at those people and say, "Change the way you're talking to me right now, or else you're gonna get 5 across the chin."
Aw.
Oh,
No, I don't know. Sorry, that just popped in my head. I had to say sorry.
Aw.
Thank you, K Munin.
But no, I mean that is legit. I have had some of those people in my life. It's just like, man, everything sucks. This and that and da 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 da. And then watch the things that they do. Like one guy I
Yeah.
worked with at the second mechanic shop we had, our most successful one. We had a guy I got along with real good because he was from the Virgin Islands, and me and him hung out a lot. But he would lazily do jobs, take too long to do them, always buying marijuana, had a kid, and kept complaining all the time that, man, I'm not making enough money, man. He didn't pay me more, man. I gotta get diapers for my kids. I was like, stop buying dope and finish the jobs. Change what
Bite
you're
your
doing.
tongue,
things.
man. Why you want to tell somebody that for?
But needless to say, that guy never changes his way. So
Blasphemy.
whatever. Dude.
Blasphemy.
Yeah, anybody who's had a job has had people like that. And I remember in one of my first jobs out of college when I worked at a publishing company, and I used to be pretty down on like having to work extra hours or work overtime or things like that. And I had that not my job attitude, which I absolutely despise now. And I remember one of my coworkers who was a friend of mine who had like 8 kids. He was Catholic, obviously. And I remember he said to me one day, like, if you're slacking off on this job, that means I have to come in on the weekend and spend less time with my kids. And he was saying this as a friend, like he was saying this from a place of like, he was trying to show me that my own attitude and actions was having consequences. And I think that really changed my perspective. Like, he said later that he regretted saying that to me because he was just mad, but like it worked on me. Like, and I've always had that with me. That idea that if you're at a job and you get into this mentality that, you know, if it's not in my job description, I'm not going to do it. Somebody else is going to have to do it anyway. And just the job will just be easier if you just do what you have to do, you know, like don't pay attention to what is your job and what isn't your job and stuff like that. Stop being negative. Stop complaining that, you know, some new rule change has made everything harder for you. There's always there's more to it. Yeah. So yes.
Sorry, we had a rule change that made things a little harder, but that is the
I mean,
only
that does
example I can
happen.
think of. I mean,
Don't get
this
me
is the
wrong.
one that
Corey, are
Totally
you
happens.
leaving?
But I feel like it's too easy to get just
Yeah.
to spiral,
I will be
to
listening. Keep
let that
kicking
get to you
up
so
stardust.
much that it ruins everything. You know, it just makes it worse.
Corey, thank you for being here. Sorry, Tug.
No, that's fine.
yeah, we kind of had that thing. This isn't the one I'm talking about, but it just reminded me of something that happened at the last job I was at. Like, you know, we strictly did the standard trailers back and forth to certain places, and then they spilled over container loads to us to go to the rail yards. And like, it started off with just me and two of the guys since we had experience, and then it eventually became more and more of a workload. So they wanted all the drivers to at least take some container training. So I was me and those two guys were part of that, training people how to do containers. About 20 to 30, no, actually a little more than that. About 40% of our drivers quit because they were terrified of containers. It's just like, just drive it, lock it, and drive it carefully. It's not that hard. No, I didn't sign up for this. No, you can't make me do that. And I'm like, wait, 2 weeks? Yeah. They didn't sign up for that. That wasn't the job they signed up for. But it's like, it's a big change.
That's what people are scared of is change.
Yeah.
When you say you're going to do something differently, but it's
They're
maybe
scared
to
of
the
them.
best advantage. Sometimes it's
Scared of
better
them
that
change.
you do it a different way. Who knows, the way you've been doing it, you could have killed yourself versus the new way of where you're doing it. You're not putting so much pressure on your back or your knees or whatever. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, and it could be for
No,
the
you're not
positive
wrong.
too.
Yeah. Yeah. I see what
Your
you're saying.
stress
Yeah.
and your mind, just
Totally in your head.
for sure. I will never forget that day I was sitting there and I just looked at my daughter sleeping on the couch and I was like, she deserves more of her mom. So that was a really big mindset day for me, that I just was like, nope, things are changing now. I don't like change. Do you know, like, I'll go to places, I order the same thing every time. I hate change. When they change things at work, I have to retrain myself all over things again. And then it's horrible. I'm OCD like crazy. A thing has to be in a repetition like the same way.
I am that
So-
meme. I get really upset if they change things around in the grocery store. I get so
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
it bothers me so much.
I
listen.
hate that. Yes.
Oh God, it's awful. You go in the grocery store, you know exactly where it's at. You go there and you're like, why is this? What? This is all cake mixes.
And then everything is chaos at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to a whole store full of that nightmare. Recently Bilo sold out and Food Line bought the store, and it was closed for 2 months while they changed. And then when I went there, it looked like the same store. It just had a different side. But when I walked inside, the whole inside was different. Everything was completely different. It's been a nightmare learning where crap is in that store ever since.
And they probably don't even have all the same brands that they used to.
It's like being in the same store, but in the Twilight Zone parallel universe. It's a nightmare, man. It's like right out of a movie. I'm in the
I hear
same
you.
store, but I'm not. The meat's in the wrong place. I
Everything.
remember things costing less in there.
Well, that's
Well,
that's a
yeah.
whole other story.
I go
They had to
in,
pay
like,
people
I
to
go in,
move
I
that
know what
stuff
I
around.
need, right? I have a list. I know what I need. I get the same thing from the same store. I go to the same places. I go in, all of a sudden I feel like I'm, excuse me, arse backwards.
Yeah, I do too.
And I just get confused. And then I'm like looking around and I'm like, why do I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone? Don't change stuff. Just leave it where
Yeah,
it's
when I
supposed
make
to
my
be.
grocery list, it's in a specific order. It's in the order
Yeah,
of the
it's
aisles.
a specific
you know?
order because you know the aisles of the store that you shop at. Yes, I am the same way. And I try to keep myself out of certain aisles because I know I don't have, I will buy.
Mm.
It's like me. It's like I get kind of all miffed up and stuff like when I can't find anything. And it's like, it's like they moved the fruit to like the front of the store where it used to be in the back or kind of in the back and the front. And I was like, because I like grapefruit, so it's kind of nice. But the thing is, I was like, where's my grapefruit? Where'd they move the grapefruit? And I'm like, I usually have that for breakfast. And I'm like, where's it? Where is it?
Tug, we're
Oh,
not
it's
the
over
only
there.
ones.
Yeah.
Yay.
Like that stock boy, he's like, well, it's over there. And when if you
Oh, don't
had
try
there,
asking somebody in the grocery store either when they move stuff around because
I
they'll
know.
tell you where it was, where you knew that it was before.
so
They
that's
don't like
why
it
I
either.
order
As
them,
somebody who
I
used to
know.
work, in a store that had groceries, he doesn't like it either when they change things.
Tamina and Jeremy Ryan, yes, they're hilarious. Oh my gosh. Jeremy Ryan says he is a creature of habit. I'm generally pretty resistant to change.
I also know what you mean about avoiding certain aisles because you'll want to buy things. Like I always avoid the candy aisle. I'm a
Me
diabetic.
too.
I have
That's what I was
sugar cravings.
talking about.
But recently, like 5 years ago, they changed at one of the Walmart. One of the stores I go to is a Walmart, and at the Walmart they have the candy right across from the vegetables, like the frozen vegetables.
What? Oh my god, that's crazy. No.
Precision was
See,
made
you're
here
supposed
today.
to have the candy and the chips and the crackers and the cookies
Well, that's supposed to be in
together.
one place so that I can avoid it.
All the way in the back of the store.
Yeah.
Did you
Oh,
ever
and I
have to
love
make
how
your own?
grocery stores play those end caps.
Oh yeah, the
Oh,
end cap
God.
game. Yes.
Oh.
Mhm.
the
You're always
impact.
coming out with something you don't need, and I mean don't need. I'm trying to hang on to my 6.5 number because I've never had it under control. So until not like the past 2 doctor's visits, so I'm like, I'm still trying to keep it under 7, you know? I never
Yeah.
had it like that in my life, but before I was like getting 400s for sugar levels. Just nuts, you
Yeah.
know?
Right?
Yeah.
Communin, like, Tug, read this.
I hate it when people or places make changes and all it served was to make things more difficult. What was the point then? Exactly. What's the point?
Exactly.
We just
Communin-
shuffled things around to do it.
I don't feel so alone anymore. I felt
think
like
it's-
I was the only one that felt this way.
I swear they ought to give out like 10% or 20% or something when you're using those self checkouts too, because it's like I really don't
You
like
should get a
those
discount. Yeah, because you're
because
your own
it's like you're
cashier.
doing their work.
Yeah.
I
I mean, I do it because I don't like people, but
Yeah, I do too.
I should have discount.
Checkout is how I got about $100 worth of fishing lures and gear and weights and during COVID. It was beautiful. I just put it all in this little fishing bag. I paid for the bag and had all the stuff in the bag. And like, I went right to the lady like, "Here's my receipt," and she was like, "Oh, no, you're good. I'm like, all right.
God, I hope that was a Walmart at least.
It was Walmart.
Yeah, Walmart
Oh,
during
right.
COVID. Now that was a trip.
Tug, will you read that one?
I got super mad at my Walmart because they did a massive redesign until as part of their redesign, they moved the dog food to be next to the groceries instead of on the opposite side of the store.
Oh gosh, look what Wajamin says. That's why the milk,
Yeah.
the
That's
eggs,
the
and
reason
bread
why milk, eggs, bread are in the back of the
go
store.
all the
Yeah,
way through the store.
they
and they'll pack
always are.
all
Yep.
that in caps.
Yeah, they moved our dog food from far right near the middle of the store
For
to
once, it was a
on the
cheap
other side next to the beauty supplies. I'm like, okay.
That's funny.
It's like it used to be next to hardware. And it's like, yeah, oh, while I'm over here, look at some tools. And my God.
Have a little bit of, of that with your suave.
Yeah.
Communin says my Walmart made changes and now the chips are in 4 different aisles. Clearly they had their genius plan. Sarcasm.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, I know how those planograms are designed, and you're not far off. It's kind of like the monkeys and typewriters making shapes.
Thank you, Zach. I'll give it to you. Go ahead. Hands off the buttons. Hands off the buttons, Christy.
In other news now, they have really cheap eggs at the store. Bad news is they're from Istanbul.
I'll take
Not
some
Constantinople.
eggs.
Oh my God.
Eat.
Speaking of
Oh my
eggs,
God, I'm loving it.
Ba-da-ba-ba.
All right, question 2.
Yeah,
are we
right.
ready?
Couldn't help it. Sorry.
I know, I was going to do that myself.
So what is question 2 anyway? Before Zach just jumps into it, what is the question?
The question is, how do you stay motivated when you don't feel like showing up?
Oh,
and Zach, how are you so motivated? How are you so anxious like a high school boy on prom night?
Zach, you're so loved here.
There are days I wake up and I don't feel it. Energy is gone.
When I wake up,
Beat of everything hits hard. Even in those moments, I think about the community that's formed around unique prepping. Not just a channel anymore. A lifeline. The force of unity and purpose that stretches far beyond a screen. When I don't feel like showing up, they are the reason I still do. Patty is one of the first people who comes to mind. She's not just a supporter, she's family. Belief in me goes beyond words. It reminds me that this mission we're on isn't just about prepping, it's about giving people hope. He sees me on the days when I'm struggling, and somehow always knows what to say to lift my spirit. I want to give up. I remember how much she's given, her time, her energy, her love, and I realize quitting isn't even an option. Nicole carries a kind of quiet strength that inspires me. Doesn't need to be loud to be powerful. presence in the community is steady and dependable. He reminds me that just by showing up, we are making a difference. And when I question whether any of this is reaching people, Nicole is there to remind me that every voice matters. Especially mine. That kind of support makes it impossible not to keep going. Barb is the heart of the community in a way that keeps everything grounded. Compassion, her warmth, and her constant encouragement are like a fire that never dies out. It gives me strength when I feel like I've run out. Think of all the messages, all the moments she's checked in, and I realize that her support is more than just emotional, it's spiritual. Soul deep. It fuels me. Funky brings the humor and the raw honesty that every strong community needs. Doesn't sugarcoat things, and that's why I respect him so much. I'm down. Funky's words cut through the fog and remind me not to take myself too seriously, even when things feel heavy. It's like the loud, loyal friend who always shows up, even when the world feels like it's crumbling. Presence is powerful. C brings a beautiful balance of grace and grit. He's been there through ups and downs, through struggles that would break others. I think about what it means to be resilient. I think of her. C doesn't let anything keep her down for long. She pushes through, and watching her do that gives me the push I need to keep showing up for others who may be silently struggling too. Goldie has this way of making you feel seen even in your weakest moments. It's always there with a word of encouragement, a moment of humor, or a deep reminder of why we started this journey in the first place. I'm overwhelmed. I can count on Caldy to help me slow down and breathe. Friendship is a reminder that I'm not doing this alone, and I never have to. His strength personified. Energy is unmatched, and his loyalty is real. Buff doesn't just talk about being there for the community, he lives it. There are moments when I've leaned on his presence without even realizing how much I needed it. Makes this mission feel alive, even when I'm worn out. That matters more than words can say. It brings a steady sense of faith to everything he touches. Whether it's prepping, supporting others, or just being a kind soul, Tug reminds me that this journey is not just physical, it's deeply spiritual. There's power in that kind of presence. Power that reaches into the darkest corners of doubt and replaces it with truth. With love. With consistency. Annie is the kind of person who checks in when it matters most. He reminds me that real strength comes in the quiet moments. Late-night messages. Subtle encouragements. He never needs to be in the spotlight, but he makes an impact every time he shows up. That kind of loyalty is rare. It keeps me grounded on the days I feel like drifting. Battlefield, man, he's a warrior in every sense of the word. Not just in name, but in action. Brings that fighter energy that reminds me why we prep in the first place. It's proof that no matter what life throws at you, you can keep getting up. Think about his story, his fight, and I realize mine isn't over just because I'm tired. Got more in me. Because he shows me that I do. Ants is a light in this world. Brings joy, perspective, and a unique ability to lift people up just by being himself. I think about what kind of world I'm prepping for. I think about making space for more people like Chance. People who make others feel better by simply existing. A reminder that our community isn't just about survival, it's about love. Tracy holds the wisdom that comes from a life of experiences. I'm lost in the noise, she helps me find clarity. Something about the way she speaks truth that brings peace to the chaos. She doesn't rush to respond, she listens. That kind of stillness has taught me a lot about leadership. About showing up even when you're tired, just to be a calm presence for others. And there's my crew over at Matthews. Those folks keep it real. Remind me that community doesn't always look one way. Sometimes it's messy. Sometimes it's rough around the edges. It's always worth fighting for. They've stood beside me during some difficult times, and never once made me feel like I had to pretend to be okay when I wasn't. Honesty is everything. These people have stood beside me during some difficult times, and never once made me feel like I had to pretend to be okay when I wasn't. Honesty is everything. These people, they're not just names. Pillars. Each one holds up a piece of the foundation of what unique prepping has become. I don't feel like filming, editing, writing, or talking. I think about how much they've all poured into this with me. Belief has become part of my daily strength. Remind me why I keep showing up. It's an accountability that comes with community. When people believe in you, you don't want to let them down. More than that, you want to live up to the potential they see in you. Want to become the version of yourself they already believe exists. It's what this community has done for me. Spoken life into me. Now I carry that with me every day. Think about how much this means to others. One post, one video, one conversation can shift someone's mindset.
Mhm.
If I don't show up, that shift might not happen. That's the weight and the honor of doing this work. And my people remind me of that daily. Reflect the impact back to me when I forget who I am or what I'm here for. There's no faking it with this crew. They see right through performance. Want the real. Because they offer that to me, I can offer it back. I've learned how to show up even when I don't feel strong, because strength is sometimes just presence. Saying, I'm here, even if I'm tired, even if I'm scared. Something they've modeled for me. The hardest days, when my body feels heavy and my mind wants to retreat, I think of their faces. Names. Stories. I realize I don't walk this road alone. I walk it with a community that carries me when I can't move forward on my own. That is the deepest kind of motivation. It is why I always find a way to show up. And when I don't feel like it. Especially then. P out.
It was very kind. Thank you.
Yeah, Zach, that was beautiful
Everybody's
though.
crying.
Yeah, Zach, you always touch everybody's heart.
Yeah, Zach, you're the man, as they say.
Non-consensual
I want you
touching.
to know, Zach, I want you to know, buddy. I want you to know this, man. I would push your chair anytime.
We would all push your chair, Zach.
And make
We
you
would even.
cookies too.
I told him I would put him in a backpack.
I
if
would
there was
worry
an
that Dan
apocalypse.
is like pushing it off a cliff.
I told Zach that if there was an apocalypse, I'd put him in a backpack on my back and
Aw.
I'll carry
Yeah.
him.
I'd take real good care of Zach. I wouldn't let nothing happen to him. I'd be like his big brother protector because I know for a fact he'd be the only one know how to goddamn distill water. And
Oh yeah, you need him. He's
He needs
necessary.
Zach. He's
I gotta
essential.
meet him.
He's like the water filter.
Yeah.
He's
He
essential.
knows how to do all that cool stuff that I'm not real sure about. He probably even knows which mushrooms we can get high on and not kill us.
Yeah, step number 1 is to keep Bratty back because she's gonna, try to carve him up.
See,
No, he
to
don't
me,
have a
Zach
big enough
has-
booty.
Zach,
That's
to
true.
me,
He won't eat
is the
him.
master of English and putting words together. I mean, just on the
Yeah, he
spur of
is.
the moment, and not everybody could do that. I know I can't. I'm no English major. I took art instead.
I am an English major and I can't do that. So.
Are you kidding? I studied graphic design. What do I know about making sentences? But you're so eloquent in what you say. And like I say, it's all spur of the moment. It's not something you've been studying for like ever and a day.
You
I mean,
know,
you
it
got on these questions.
depends. It depends on the time of the day.
Mhm.
You know,
I
you
love
catch me early in the morning and I'm Samuel Clemens. But you
Yeah.
catch me this time of night, I'm Hunter S. Thompson. You don't know what you're gonna get, bud.
Right. I hear you on that one
Can't stop
too.
here. This is bad country.
I can agree with that.
Tracy, I heard something you said on Tug's live stream last weekend, I believe. Go ahead, Zach. So I'm
Be
not done.
worried y'all would be fighting over who gonna push me and not getting anywhere.
Right.
You're great guy. Honest to God.
Well done,
She Wolf,
Sam.
I agree. Zach should write a book.
Yeah.
It'd be very inspirational.
So what
It's
did
not
I?
funny. It's real. Serious.
So what did I
Like
say on
Captain
Tug's
Crunch
channel?
serious. I say Captain Crunch is serious because it seriously tears up your mouth.
So is Fruit Loops.
Talking
Yeah.
about Captain Crunch? What?
Captain Crunch. Like, you know, when you eat like
Sugar.
the Captain
Oh,
Crunch, you don't
no.
let it sit
Don't
in the
even
milk
say
long
that,
enough.
man.
Grape
I have
nuts.
not had.
Yeah.
I have not had. Hey, I have not had Captain Crunch cereal in 20 years, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't
man,
like
it's
soggy
done.
cereal, and that's the
I
only
don't
way
know
to
how
eat
much I
Captain
like
Crunch, so I
Captain
just
Crunch,
left
man.
Captain Crunch alone.
Yeah.
I used to love peanut butter Captain Crunch. I'd eat a whole
Peanut
box.
butter. Peanut
I
butter
need a
was
whole-
mine.
I'd eat a whole box of peanut butter Captain Crunch sitting in front of TV watching
Oh,
movie
yeah.
like it was a snack food.
Peanut butter Captain Crunch is my favorite. And then they changed
Wow,
the
your
recipe.
emojis are making me do it again. Ah,
And then
It's your
they
fault,
changed
Lodge.
the recipe.
my-
And then once they changed the recipe, it tore up the hell out of your mouth.
Yeah, true that.
Of course, my blood sugar was so high it was about to fly out my body. So it might be a good thing I quit eating.
I've never been a cereal guy, honestly.
I love
When
cereal.
I was a kid, I would have Chef Boyardee for breakfast.
Oh God, I used to eat that crap straight out of the can.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah.
Again, hold on, guys. My pug knocked over stuff.
I got like 4 boxes of checks in this truck, but to be fair, we do a lot of dedicated for post foods, and
Oh, yeah.
when we go to like their cereal plants, they'll have like damaged boxes that they don't send out to stores, so they'll give
Right.
it to us, the drivers, and it's just like, yeah, some will be like, oh, take only 2, or take 4, take as many as you want, get these things out of here. I was just like, yes. And it's just
Well,
like
I could
nice
eat
little
like
snack.
handfuls of checks as like a snack. That'd be fine.
Yeah, that's how I do it.
Yeah.
Like-
Snack.
I like making what they call the where you take the checks and you like put it in the recipe with like melted chocolate and powdered
Yes,
sugar.
yes, that
Yeah.
stuff. The
Ooh.
bad.
Puppy
That-
chow.
Puppy
Yeah.
chow, thank you. I was like gonna say dog food, and I'm like, that's not right.
I know what you're talking about.
I'm
They're
like,
like
that's not right.
muddy
But yeah,
checks or
puppy
something.
chow.
Yeah.
Zach.
So what did I say in Tug's
Hold on,
channel?
Zach's
Made
got
you
something
confused?
else.
Oh,
A
sorry.
tiny bit of cinnamon in there.
Now I'm craving honey buns for breakfast.
Ah,
So is
there's
Brady.
5 of them.
So good for you, man.
Ooh, I love cold pizza for breakfast. I
Me
do.
too.
I love cold
Hell yeah.
pizza.
Cold
Me
pizza.
too.
Breakfast of champions.
My husband
Yeah,
thinks
my
I'm nuts for
daughter-
eating it cold.
Yeah.
I
Me and
have
my
a
daughter
mom-
used to buy pizza and put it in the fridge for the next morning for breakfast. Like we wouldn't even eat it hot. We would just get the pizza in the evening and put it in the fridge. And we're like, that's breakfast for tomorrow.
Why not? I mean, people eat sausage for breakfast.
I don't know. I was real
tomatoes
hungry
and
this morning.
bread.
I was real hungry this morning, so I fixed me up a big old omelet with the eggs and the cheese and the ham and the sausage and some of them eggs from Istanbul.
That's
That's
it, Dan. We're
pretty
coming to
good.
your place.
Jeremy, it's not with puppy chow. It's called puppy chow. And it's where you take checks and you put like melted chocolate, like milk chocolate, and then you throw it in like a bag, like a shake and bake with powdered sugar and cinnamon.
We used to
And
call
it
that
coats
bloody
it.
checks.
Yeah.
And they just call it puppy
They call it puppy chow because that's the way it's going to look in the toilet when it comes up.
Yeah, Nate.
Honestly, I understand the confusion though, because I'd never even heard of it till I moved into the Midwest. Like growing up in Florida, I'd never heard of puppy
Actually, I
chow.
learned about it in Florida. I had a boss who made it. She called it muddy checks, MUDDY checks.
That makes more sense than puppy
Yeah,
chow. Puppy
'cause-
chow makes absolutely no sense.
I don't know
Yeah.
where puppy chow came from.
Does it look like kibble? Kinda, maybe.
It doesn't when it's coated in powdered sugar. I mean, to me, it doesn't.
Kibbles and bits. And then if you get lucky, you could throw peanuts in it too.
They
Oh, I
have a
throw
big old
peanuts
bag.
and pretzels. peanuts.
They have a
cut
big old
those
bag. They have a
checks.
big old bag out here called Party Mix that's got all that crap in it. It has some kind of different cereals mixed in it too.
Yeah.
It'll have some wheat checks and some other little honey nuts and oats in that shit too.
All right.
You
I
see
think
what
we've had a
happens,
long
Zach,
time.
when you answer the question so well? Nobody else wants
Yeah.
to follow up, so
I
we're
mean,
talking about
who's
something
gonna
else.
know,
follow
right?
that?
We're like, how
Oh,
many,
screw this. What was the question again? I'll
It
go
goes,
first.
it goes so long by the time he's done, I'm not in no condition to answer the question.
What's the question again?
The
It's gonna take me
question is in private chat.
take me a
It
minute to
is
get my
how
thoughts. I'm sorry, but it's gonna take me a minute to gather my thoughts after him.
I know, right? He moved everybody. How do you stay motivated when you do not feel like showing up?
All right.
Oh,
go.
that's easy.
I'll go. I'll go. I got it.
I said I was gonna go.
got it. You got it.
Well, I'm gonna go because I got button. You don't have a button.
You can go next, Buff. You're next.
Special.
As somebody who almost didn't show up tonight because I was tired, the true answer is I don't really know, but I think one of the things that I think about a lot when I don't want to do something I know I should do, or something I know I'll enjoy, I just don't have the energy for, like doing this tonight. I think it boils down to not wanting to let anyone down. And when I say that, it's not just the people here on this panel or the people in the chat or just like the random people who are going to be, moved by some random thing I say and don't even realize I changed somebody, like it also has to do with not letting myself down. Like my future self is how I like to think of it, is if I don't try to live up to my potential, then I'm letting that version of me down. And I don't want to do that. So kind of like what Zach was saying, just look at it a little bit differently. Yeah, that's my answer. Not nearly as eloquently as Zach put it, but basically the same idea. Okay, Buff. Now you can go.
Buff's
Oh,
turn.
Well, after the way Tug
Buffy
just
Buff.
shut me down like that, I don't feel motivated to go on anymore. So,
Oh, come on. Now.
Come on, Mr. B.
what was the question again? Wait,
Oh,
Oh,
my God.
what do you do to stay?
Ah!
How
How
do
do
you
you
stay
stay
motivated
motivated?
when you don't feel like showing up? And I have to admit, Tug did message me a little bit before the live stream and said he was too tired tonight. He probably wouldn't make it, that he had overexerted himself. And here he is. So everyone applause Tug.
Thank you.
You're our hero.
If I fall asleep later, that's why.
You're our hero, Tug.
Thank you, Daddy. He says through a yawn. Ugh.
We'll just stream you sleeping, that's all.
Yeah.
20 hours.
Shane's done it a few times. So Buff.
How do you stay motivated when you don't feel like showing up? Meth. I mean, that's an easy one.
Oh my God.
Well, let me explain. It costs money, so I have to make the money. So the motivation is to go find the means to get the money. Motivation. But no, seriously. Money, achievement, goal. What
Hi,
is
Cat.
what is the end result that, which is, well, definitely a guarantee, not necessarily the possibilities. I mean, it kind of fits with the possibilities too of what can result in getting up and doing the thing, but especially when there's the guarantee, like, yeah, that's right. There's too many times, I've been, whatever situation, whatever happened the night before, or maybe couldn't get sleep, but I know I gotta get up, and I know what the reward is. I know what the reward is. I gotta go. I gotta do it. I gotta do it. The channel,
Great.
mine anyway, I've had several times where I've been ready to shut that thing down because this subscriber growth feels like it's getting nowhere. And I watch these brain dead junkies all over YouTube. It's just like, how do you have more subscribers than me? and I'm just ready. I've been ready to just shut it down. But it's like I start to see
Yep.
more and more people join and comment, and it's like it's little picks, and I'm just like, well, maybe there could be a good end goal to this. So let's hold out a little bit. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. That possibility of that end result. So you got your guarantees and then your possible outcomes. Those probably the two things that keep me motivated. What could be, and also another. Well, that's a little darker side of my life where there was a time where I felt like giving up, and it was like, you know what, I'm done. And it was like, you know what, let's see what happens tomorrow. Maybe something cool happens that next day, and maybe something even worse happens that next day. It's just like, one more day. So it's like, it's been a mantra of mine. It's just like, it's just one more day. One more day, one more day. And like after a couple of years, I stopped saying it. And I was just like, frick it, let's write it out. I was just, anyway, sorry, didn't mean to get dark there, but the end result. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Caffeine helps too.
Yeah.
And tacos.
Taco.
I can't forget about tacos. Tacos are always awesome. I always want to have another day when I can have tacos.
They do make life worth living. You're right.
Yes, they do. All right, I'm done.
Okay, who's next?
I guess I am.
Okay.
I kind of look at it this way. You know, like tonight, yeah, everybody's saying they're tired, and I kind of feel like that too. But I also have, and it's no secret, and I don't care. I have clinical depression, and I take meds for it. But it's like there's some days I don't feel like my husband could tell you, I don't feel like doing dishes. I don't feel like cooking. I don't feel like this, that, and the other thing. But you know what? I think to myself, if these things don't get done, he doesn't do them. He doesn't know how to do them like so I have to put myself in the position of where, like, come on, Tracy, get it together. You could do it, get it done, get it over, because once it's done and that's over, you have the rest of the day to do whatever you want to do or what you have to do. So it's like, to me, it's a responsibility. If you tell somebody if you tell somebody that you're going to be a part of their panel, you're a part of their panel. If you tell somebody, look, I'm going to be at your house at 5 and I'll bring the wine for dinner, you bring the wine and you show up at 5. That's just how I am. I mean, that's just, that's the responsibility part, and, unless I'm really sick or something, something real happens. But no, I said that once and I really felt bad. I was in high school. And my mom's like, come on, we're going to go to the street fair. And it always happened in our town. And I said, no, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. I don't want to go. And I was like 15. I didn't want to go. And as sure as anything, my mom forced me to go. And within 10 minutes, I see my friend Hillary. And she's like, Tracy, have you seen Susie? I'm like, no. And my mom's standing there. And it's like, Ma, do you mind if I go with Hillary to go find Susie? My mom hands me some money and she says, yeah, this is for you. And I'll see you later. Turns out I had the best day of my life, but I didn't know I was going to have the best day of my life because I was poo-pooing it. And I went and I had a great time. I didn't come back home till about 2 in the morning. But it was an experience that if I didn't go, I would have missed out on it. So that's it.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. I mean, responsibility.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's responsibility. Unless, like I say, unless you're involved in some sort of accident or you're really sick or, something happened in your family or something, that takes precedence. But I mean, if you just tell somebody you're going to show up. Even if you don't stay for the whole time, at least have some decorum and class to say, hey, I was here and I don't mean to butt out on you, but I've been feeling kind of, down. People understand that once you communicate it to if you don't communicate, people don't know what the hell you're thinking. And that's it.
Okay.
Well said, Trace. We love you.
I love you back.
Love you.
I
Oh,
love you.
God, you're gonna put me on the spot now while I still got a damn old tear in my eye. Well, I tell you what, I like to bring a little humor into it. You know how I get up and get motivated? Colt 45 and 2 zigzags, baby. That's all I need.
You get more expensive. You get the 45, you know, a lot more than just a dime.
No.
Or
I
the
get
nickel.
every afternoon. I guess it's the blood sugar or something. I don't know. But every afternoon, I eat dinner about 5 o'clock, 4:30. And every afternoon after that, about 30 minutes later, it is the most hardest thing on earth for me to keep my eyes open.
Yeah.
Most days I give in to an hour or two for a nap. Some days, like tonight, where I'm supposed to be on a live stream, I'm afraid I'll oversleep and Zach will make stupid faces at me for oversleeping. So I can't have that. So the way I motivate up and get ready is the Folgers coffee. Folgers coffee really gets me up
Folgers
and
in your
along. So about 6:30, I drink a great big double dose of strong Folgers coffee, and I'll probably be up to 2 o'clock in the morning now, no matter what I do. But that's I'm a kind of a simple guy, you know. I don't have much trouble being motivated to do something. I've never had that problem.
I did
It's
one.
harder for me to get motivated to take it easy and not do nothing than it is to get motivated to do something. I will say I've been planning to make some videos. My mom passed away recently and I inherited a bunch of her
Sorry.
stuff. Photos and pictures and boxes of just all kind of stuff. And I've been meaning to go through it and make some wrestling videos and some star photos she took, videos about the stuff. And I have to say, I don't guess I'm procrastinating, but I haven't got around to doing it for one reason or another. And I'm not sure exactly if that's a mental depression, don't want to deal with it issue, or just I'm a lazy hot bastard. One of the two. Take your choice.
It's probably a little bit of both, honestly.
You know, it's a little
You know,
grief
but
too.
if I'm scheduled to be somewhere or on something, I usually try to do it.
Yeah, I
You
know
know,
you're the one that gives me all the hard time every time I'm late.
I also like to be on time or a little bit early to discuss things. And if I have to be warned of stuff I shouldn't talk about or say, I prefer to be there early enough to catch that warning. Because I've been known to slip off at the mouth, say some crap I shouldn't sometimes. And apparently that offends some people.
You've never offended me, Dan.
Yeah, well,
Me neither.
recently on another live stream, I'm not going to say word this wrestling thing. I have had my mod taken and been told not to come back to the channel because I offended some people with my comments.
Ouch.
Yeah, I don't care. They're all a bunch of assholes anyway. So,
Well, yeah, if they're kicking you out for that, then yeah. Better off without them, right?
when they told me to get lost, like, hey, when I got kicked out, they did me a favor because they're a bunch of jerkwads.
Thank God I got the parental advisory up tonight.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Well, Dan, you're
And
okay
Tracy,
with
I totally understand what you mean about. I also have a little bit of depression that I am medicated for. Mostly it's anxiety though, but I do know that feeling of the chores have to get done, and I kind of take the thing my father used to say is he used to make us call him somebody because somebody has to do it. And so I kind of take that mentality. I'm like, somebody has to do the dishes, so I have to get up and do the dishes. So that's my job. I am the house husband. I'm the person who does all the house chores. I do the laundry and all that stuff. I do all the chores. And, some days it's really hard to motivate myself to do it. And I just hear my dad in my head. Somebody has to do it.
God, you're lucky, man. You're so lucky you get a choice. I got OCD. I have to do it to make sure it's done right because I don't trust nobody else to do it. God.
Same here. When I'm cleaning and stuff, I'm like that.
Ain't nobody washing my clothes, man. They'll mess them up. Jeez.
See, now my husband.
You gotta know how to separate
that.
these
I
colors,
can't watch
the
his.
whites, and all that stuff, man. You got to know what to put bleach with. It's complicated for some people. You can't let an idiot wash your clothes.
Yeah, he washes his own clothes.
Yeah, I have to. I also have to cook my own food. I really don't like other people cooking for me. I don't eat at restaurants very often.
I am extremely happy that my generation has quietly gotten rid of the whole idea of separating whites from colors.
Oh, God, you have to.
I think that's all a bunch of malarkey. Unless you're doing like sheets or something, you know.
I have never done it in my entire life, and all my clothes are fine.
Yeah, me too. And they say don't wash bras, and I wash them, but I don't like put them in a dryer. I hang them. Big deal.
You can put
I
bras in a dryer if you
wash.
put them in like my wife has a zip up pillowcase.
Yeah, I seen
So
those
what we
things.
do is
Those are
we-
so stupid.
Yeah, we just stick the bras in there and dry them through the machine that way.
Coach,
Yeah.
share the channel for a second,
Wash.
please. You and Zach.
I never thought I'd say. I think Tug would be a how to wash bra expert.
I'm a
Somebody
house
was-
husband. What do I mean? I
Somebody
know
needs
these
to flip
things.
that part real quick.
I was always a working girl, so now the thing is I've turned into a housewife. Call me Hazel.
And what did you say, BBB? Oh, are we in charge? Is that what you're saying? Okay. What was the next question? Because I think everybody except BBB answered the second question. Okay, the third question is, what's one goal you set that you're proud you reached, and how did you do it? Before Zach answers, I'm just going to answer mine really quickly because everybody knows what my answer is. It's that I got published. That was a big goal in my
Yeah.
life. That was like a major life goal. I did it. And how did I do it? I did it myself.
There you go.
I got sick and tired of beating my head against that wall, and I embraced the 21st century and the democratization of the publishing industry and all that stuff. I'm happy I did it, and it's done, and it's behind me, and maybe I'll publish another one in a year or two, but for now, I'm just happy that I've done
Hey,
it. So there
Tug,
it is. Yeah.
here's a quick note on what you're talking about. I got an offer yesterday for that short story I wrote called Eggheads from Warren
Nice.
from
Cool.
Warren Productions, and they made me a cash offer on it,
Cool.
and
Nice.
I'm not sure I'm going to take it.
Yeah, don't take it right away. Think about it. For sure.
And I'll discuss the price and all that with you, but I thought it would be more money. I was kind of disappointed. It's like, really that low?
Yeah.
I know it's only 100 pages, but give me a break. It's
Yeah,
good.
the starving
know.
writer is a cliche for a reason.
So I feel like they're trying to do one of them alien anal probes on me.
I got a short story published in a novel or in a magazine that was running a whole competition to, the best sci-fi horror stories. And I won second place, and the amount of money they paid me, nothing. They didn't pay me a damn thing.
Yeah.
But I got published, so I didn't really care.
Well, my books got published too, but I didn't write them. I did the graphic design on them.
That's artistic. That's worth it.
Hmm.
I need a graphic designer. My book has a terrible cover. Okay, Zach, now you can answer.
Come on, Zach. Go, Zach. Go, Zach.
If you have to go to the bathroom, guys, this is your chance. I'm just
There was a
kidding.
time when I didn't know if this vision of building a community around prepping and purpose would ever take root. Had the desire, I had the fire in my heart, but I wasn't sure anyone would listen. I set out to create a space where people could come together, not just to prepare physically, but to grow mentally and spiritually. Somehow, with each passing day, that space began to form. Still hard to believe how far it's come. At the beginning, it felt like shouting into the void. Post videos, pour my heart out, and get only a few responses. I kept going because I knew deep down that this wasn't just for me. It was for every person who ever felt left behind, every soul that felt like they didn't have a place. Over time, people began to show up. Not because everything was perfect, but because it was real. From that realness, a family was born. Community didn't happen overnight. Came together like pieces of a puzzle, each person bringing their unique story, their perspective, their pain, and their power. Slowly but surely, this became more than prepping. It became healing. It became connection. The goal I had of forming something that would outlive discouragement and negativity became reality because people believed in it along with me. I was struggling, they showed up. Not with fancy words or grand gestures, but with presence. Sometimes it was a message of encouragement. Sometimes it was just a comment saying, keep going. Amazing how something so simple can become a spark on the darkest of days. Learn through them that support isn't always loud, it's consistent. What made this community special from the start was that no one had to pretend. Yes, there were bad wolves along the way that we weed out, but people were allowed to be themselves. Whether they had a lot of prepping experience or none at all, everyone had a seat at the table. Openness and vulnerability became the glue that held it together. That was exactly the goal I had envisioned, people being real, being safe, being understood. Remember the moment it hit me that the goal had been reached. It wasn't a milestone in subscribers. It wasn't a viral video. It was a quiet live stream where people came together and lifted each other up, not just me. Talked with each other, encouraged each other, laughed together. It's when I knew we had built something solid. Something bigger than one person. Journey to that point wasn't easy. There were plenty of moments when I thought about walking away. Life gets heavy, and sometimes, doubt tries to take over. Community didn't let me fall. Kept reminding me that what we were doing mattered. Showing up imperfectly was better than not showing up at all. Faith in me reflected the faith I needed in myself. Proud of reaching the point where I no longer felt alone in my purpose. It was the real goal all along. Know that when I put something out into the world, it wouldn't just fall flat. It would land in the hearts of people who get it, who care. Realization gave me the strength to keep building, keep dreaming, and keep pushing forward, even when everything else felt uncertain. The goal wasn't to create a fan base. It was to build a movement rooted in truth, preparation, and love. And watching people come together, not because they had to but because they wanted to, showed me that we achieved that. Help each other. Reach out when someone's missing. Celebrate each other's wins and support one another through losses. Kind of unity can't be faked. Every single post, every long night editing videos, every time I had to push through physical pain to share a message, it was all worth it. Not because it brought attention, but because it brought people together. Unity, that shared understanding of what it means to be ready not just for emergencies but for life, was the fulfillment of everything I hoped for. The energy of this community is unmatched. Hold me accountable without judgment. Challenge me to grow, to speak more truth, and to never forget why I started. Sometimes, they see the next version of me before I do, and they help pull me toward it. It's the power of connection rooted in something deeper than content. It's calling. Taught me that leadership doesn't mean having all the answers. It means being willing to listen, to learn, and to walk through the storm with others. Set out to inspire people, but along the way, they inspired me. Reached my goal because I wasn't alone. Had a circle of people who pushed me when I couldn't push myself. We've built together can't be measured by numbers. Felt in the late night talks, the prayer circles, the mutual check-ins. Felt in the silent moments when you know someone is there even if they aren't saying much. That kind of trust, that kind of bond, only comes from showing up again and again for each other. It's exactly what they've done. Reaching this goal showed me that with faith, consistency, and the right people by your side, anything is possible. Never needed the whole world to understand what I was doing, just a few people who were willing to build with me. That's exactly what I found. Few became many. Many became family. And now, every time I show up, I do it for them. Because together, we turned a goal into a movement. P out.
Wow, Zach. I just
I mean,
speechless.
I don't have anything to add. But yeah.
Yeah, you got Kevin. Well, thank you, Kevin, everybody. It's been a wonderful night.
But yeah, you're doing the YouTube thing and trying to gauge it by numbers. That's there'd be dragons down that path. Yeah, and you start to learn pretty early on that it's about the community, not about the numbers. If you make it about the numbers, you're gonna turn into one of these slop tubers. You're gonna turn into a Johnny Somali or something. You know, you want to have a community of people that are like-minded, that you can learn and grow from each other. And I think that's the kind of community you foster. That's the kind of group we all try to foster here, and I think that's what we're doing, right? Yeah, I hope. Wow, I'm tired.
I am just starting. I mean, like, I really don't have very much on my channel. I maybe have 89 subscribers. I'm not, I'm not getting paid for all, but I mean, like, I have to be a little bit, I understand you have to be a little bit more on, so I'm working on that right now. And, but I'm not worried about the numbers. If the numbers come, they come. And if they don't, they don't. I mean, I just,
Exactly.
I look at this as a hobby. I look at this as like, some people make it a living.
If you build it, they will come.
Mm-hmm. But,
people who get into any kind of creative endeavor, be it YouTube, be it writing, be it anything, and they're trying to make money, you're just asking to fail. Like that's. That
I'm just doing this as a hobby, I'm not.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I completely do a lot of YouTube stuff just for fun. I really.
Yeah,
do.
it's a hobby for all of us, I would hope.
Yeah. I mean, I know a few people live off of it. Like, there's this one guy, his name's Jordan the Lion, and he's got like all these people because he does pop culture and stuff.
I know him too.
Yeah, and it's like, God, for me saying, but it's like,
old Carpetbagger.
Yeah, I know Jacob too. Yeah,
Jacob, he's pretty good. I watch him too a lot.
My friend Scott, he does Scott on Tape, and he's from Toronto, and I've actually met him. He's a good guy, but the thing is like, so many people use that as like their money, and it's like, I don't see how you could, what I'm saying? It's just, for me, it's not all about that. It's not about the numbers. It's not the money. It's just, I like sharing my information with other people and maybe learning something from them as well, or they could, if I know something, but they know something else about the same story, then here I am. I'm getting the reaping the reward. That's how I look at it.
Have you ever heard of a channel called the Grim Life Collective?
Yeah.
Jessica, the girl in there, I met her. She's from right down here in Georgia.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they used to live in Augusta and be really annoying all the time. Mm-hmm. But they're great people, and they have a really great channel. They go around the whole world.
Yeah,
they've got one to go to other countries now. They've been to England and France and a few other places.
Mm-hmm, sure.
I love their channel.
Yeah, they're good. I like when they did the Cecil, but that's another subject.
So they actually let me use shorts from their channel on one of my channels. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. But I'm just saying, I'm here to learn. Like when you guys talk, like when I'm not like on the panel, I sit here with my little notepad, and like when you guys mention a movie or something or a star, I'll write it down so I could look it up on myself, after the talk. I think it's just so fun to learn about these people, and like you guys talk about things I'm not really interested in, but the thing is, I'm still learning about them, and that's how you get interested in them. It's because,
like Zach said, you're an active listener. That's I think one of your strengths.
Mm-hmm. So I like learning. I mean, like, I'm not into all these rappers, but I have a friend who does pop culture and talks about these rappers. I'll sit and listen. Why not? It's free, and you're learning something about somebody else. You're going outside your box.
Every time when I would go over to my grandfather's house, he would always, before he'd even say hi, he would say, "What have you learned today?" Mm-hmm. So it's another one of those things I have rattling around in my brain all the time.
That's nice, though, you say that, because he cared.
Yeah.
At least I bit my tongue before I whipped out a box joke.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Zach got it without even thinking.
Yeah, you just keep that one wrapped up, man.
Yeah, pretty cool like that.
Shane, are you still
I
there?
don't really, I didn't really want to bring it up because I'll be talking about it tomorrow night on Mid Pond Show. But I guess I got to bring up the movie Chatterbox for a minute. And it's a classic movie we'll be talking about tomorrow night on Min Pond Show on his channel. So
Cool.
join us if you dare.
Oh, I watch you guys all the time. So much fun.
One day you'll have to join us on the show. I'm hoping maybe Tug will too. I don't know.
I'll be there, but I've never seen this movie, so I don't know that I'll have much to add.
I wonder what movie it is, but I'll stay tuned.
We're going to talk about a lot of movies. That'd just be one of them we'll bring up. We're talking about strange and crazy, weird movies.
Oh, cool.
Okay, I got a million.
That's really up my alley.
We don't even got, most of us don't even got it studied for this test.
Yeah, I don't have to. Yeah, once you said that,
Yeah,
I'm
we
good.
got this.
I can
We
do it
got
right
this
now.
telling people, no matter what we talk about of the 10,000 of them, it's going to be entertaining because between the three of us, we probably got Hollywood covered on weird stuff.
Oh, come on. You know Thrash knows his stuff.
Oh, yeah. We've
That man-
discussed a couple of things already.
That man knows things that I never even heard of. So obscure.
Between the three of us, I love it when one of us will have seen a movie that the other two have no idea what we're talking about. I love
Yeah.
that.
I
It happens.
I can't stand it when I'm thinking of this really classic movie that I think everybody on earth has seen, and you say I had never seen that. It's like somebody drives a nail in my head every time that happens.
You got to remember, I'm a child. Okay, I'm really
Get out
young.
there. You're a movie critic. You're supposed to have seen everything.
I am not a movie critic. I'm a film.
You're
critic.
supposed to have seen more crap than me.
I've seen a lot, but you know,
This
I'm
still
still
I am.
young.
I mean, well, I'm only a couple of years younger than you, Dan, but I swear to God, I've seen a lot come and I've seen a lot go.
Yeah. I was watching that show with Thrash yesterday where they're talking about the Bermuda Depths. Did anybody catch that? And the
No,
guy
but
said, "Oh, because I give the Bermuda Depths a 6 and said it was a forgotten TV movie that most people don't even remember. They got all mad at me. I thought he was going to freaking block me.
Oh no, for that? That's stupid.
I think he got upset, man. I heard his feelbats over that movie. You know,
Oh, good God.
okay, Chrissy, are you back?
Human
I'm
terrorism.
back.
Well, you never
Yay.
answered the second question, so you're.
I know. Mother Firefly, Kitty, can you make a comment in chat real fast for me, please?
Welcome
You
back.
need your wrench.
You're getting a wrench. There you
Cheers.
go. There you go.
Awesome.
Now we're good.
Use it for good.
Always. We call it whack-a-troll.
Yeah, exactly.
Whack-a-troll.
With great power comes great responsibility. Don't fail.
All right. I want to just I was listening to you guys. You were in my pocket with my phone running while I was helping my dad get my mom to bed just now.
I
Oh,
hope it was a front pocket.
We have to get my mom into a wheelchair and get her moved to bed. And then we have to use a swing. We have to put her in a swing to get her over, like a hoist thing to
Yeah,
get
I've
her
seen
over
those.
the bed. Yeah. So my dad struggles doing it by himself. I mean, my dad's very strong, but I mean, it's just safer, better to do it with two people. So
even if he's strong, he's not young.
yeah, he's I think gonna be 70 this year.
Wow.
But yeah, so sorry about the delay, guys. Sorry that I had
No, don't apologize for taking care of your parents. You know, at least you still have yours.
why I'm here. You know, I wouldn't give up my house and everything if it
We're in
wasn't.
my pocket. That's what she said.
But
You were in my pocket.
Hopefully the front pocket, like I said.
I'm wearing leggings, so you were in my side thigh.
I was
Side
kind of
side
Exactly.
pocket.
I was kind of hoping for an upper top shirt pocket, but that's
Oh,
okay.
you know what?
Only because you like boobies.
Boobies.
Boobies. Danny's a booby fan. Okay.
Booby man.
How do you stay motivated when you don't feel like showing up? I can honestly tell you, in the past, it was my daughter.
Oh,
I would think about my daughter and I would force myself to get out of bed and do things. Or I would think about my daughter and I would force myself to get up and to motivate myself. Now that my daughter's grown, she's on her own, she's an adult. I'm, going to be a grandma come November.
wow.
And so I'm very excited about that. However, recently, in probably the last 8 months, Zach inspires me. When I wake up in the morning and I feel like I don't have the motivation, I don't have the will, I don't have the drive, I think, wow, Zach gets up, Zach does it, Zach's working hard, and he's doing so much. And
No, Pete.
I don't take that lightly. And so, Zach, you motivate me sometimes when I don't feel like getting out of bed. I think, okay, what would Zach say to me right now? He would say, sister, get the hell out of bed. Get moving. And so-
WWZD.
Yeah. And so, Zach, I just want you to know that you definitely motivate me a few times now, to where those days where I just was like, I don't want to adult today. I don't want to do these things that I have to do. I don't want to go to work. I don't want to drive. I don't want to do anything. I want to stay in bed. But no, I thought, you know what? If Zach can do it and he's dealing with all of the things, I don't know if you guys have seen the video of him putting on his socks and shoes, the video of him planting a garden, the videos. Like, I am so inspired by Zach. Zach, you inspire me so much.
Hmm.
That's right there, buddy. Yeah, I said it before. I say it again. I always say it. Zach's a real superhero. Just
Yeah,
with his
yeah.
accomplishment and what he achieves.
Yes. And so, Zach, I'd say for the last 8 months, 6 to 8 months, you have been my inspiration. Thank you, little brother.
Yeah, Zach's awesome.
Yeah. I wouldn't have it any other way. I think, and I agree with Tug. We all are building communities to support each other. And I agree with Tracy and Tug. I don't care about numbers. People are always saying to me, you're a big channel. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm not big until I feel big, and I'm not big. I'm not big.
If I had a million
I
gazillion
care to
followers.
differ slightly. You might be considered slightly a bigger channel to most people.
Hmm.
Yeah, but at the same time, I
No.
want more people in my live streams. I want more people to be here. I want more people.
There's different kinds of big channels.
Mhm.
Now, you go with some live streams, the Y Files, for instance, who have a lot of subscribers, their channel be 1,000 people in there. Jimmy Church, Fade to Black, his live streams
Mhm.
I'll have 1,000 people in there because them people have come to his channel and their channel for the long video content. So
Mhm.
they gonna go to the live streams too. Now, when you do a lot of shorts and get your
Like my channel. Yeah.
a massive amount of people based on shorts, and I have 3 channels that way, by the way. You don't get as many people on live streams because they're
They're
pretty short.
shorts. Yeah. They like
Get
to
more-
shorts.
But you do get more of an intimate crowd like we have here of real
Right.
fans, and they tend to be a lot better people than the looky loobs who come in for the shorts. So you get better people with a smaller live stream.
Well,
Mhm.
Jen, just like you were saying, I'm gonna add something to what you were saying. Take for instance, our friend Dave Sundstrom. He's got like a lot of viewers, okay? But then you look at how many people come to his lives, and there's only like 50 people.
Oh,
But
no,
then
no, no.
he's
Give Dave credit. Give Dave credit. He averages 80, 90, 100 sometime. But
Yeah,
the thing
sometimes.
about it is, I have been on there when there's been 900 people in chat.
Yeah.
900.
Those retropaloozas can get like
Retro
massive.
Palooza, yeah.
Yeah.
It rocked the world,
But
you
I'm
know.
just saying generally. I mean, like from what I've
There was
seen, it's like,
the one that really banged. Oh, wait a minute. The one that really banged was when he went to the Croft Super
oh
Con
yeah,
reunion
yeah.
thing out
Mhm.
there. There was 1,100, 1,200 people in that live chat, and I was like, wow, I
Mm.
can't get a word in edgewise.
That's
Yeah, when there's that many people, it's just noise. It's not really a
it is.
conversation anymore.
That's why I
The
like
chat was moving so fast I couldn't even read what people were saying, man.
But to be honest, I was just using him as just an example. But there are a lot of people who've got all these like thousands upon thousands or millions upon millions of viewers, and yet, you know, when you go to see them give a live, there's only like 50, maybe 30 people in every live they do. So I mean, you know, it's all kind of, you know, subjective.
Well, the good wrestling guy I know who has over 100,000 subscribers, that's Matt Troy, Keto and Wrestling. He's a really good guy. His live streams sometimes have around 80, 90 people, but he has massive amounts of subscribers.
Yeah, see, I mean, like, so like numbers don't, I don't, I just like doing things for like the sake of
I
doing them.
don't care about the numbers.
Me either.
I mean, I am watching my numbers because I think right now I'm 440 watch hours away from getting monetized.
Wow.
That's important to me because
I like
it might
my
compensate
channels.
a
I
little
like
bit.
my
of
channels
money.
to have 1,000 subscribers or more because that makes it easier to do live streams and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
I've got a channel called Shock Theater. It's 22 away from the 1,000,
Oh,
and
that's
that
the one
matters.
who showed up last night at Zaxxon.
That matters. That matters a little bit.
Yeah. I'm just saying you could have all the people in the world, but to have somebody watch your videos, you know, is something else. Because I've seen
I
people
think
like that.
every single one of you on panel is essential. Every single one of you guys that comes on this panel. I think that you guys are inspiring. You're inspiring. I think that you all have intellect that adds to everything that we do here. And when I'm invited with you guys, I absolutely love coming to you guys. And Tug, I'm so sorry I missed Dark Crystal. I was so mad. You should have heard me down there yelling at the manager.
I know.
Because I have a live stream. I'm a YouTuber. And they were
I'll
like,
get you back on. Don't worry. It'll
all
happen.
right.
I'm sorry you missed the topic that you chose.
I know. I was so mad. Like, I literally got teary-eyed.
But hey, I had Shane on last week, so you know.
I saw that. And remember, I was in your chat, and
Yeah.
it was awesome. It was awesome. Shane is awesome with movies and stuff, so he would just fit right in, and everybody always says he has a radio voice.
He
Like
does.
my daughter
Yeah, he
was like,
does.
"Mom, who's
Well,
that?"
I
speaking?" He has
guess that
radio.
kind of depends on the time of day, but yeah.
It does depend on the time of day. That does make a big difference.
Absolutely. In the morning, he has a radio voice. Right,
Yeah.
Doug?
Well, I used to do radio. I mean,
You definitely have a radio voice.
Yeah, you got a good voice, Jared.
Chance supposed to be finding me some voiceover work, but I can't rely on him. Chance Bartels.
I can really see you being a regular old Venus flytrap right there, buddy.
Venus flytrap. What does that even mean? Is that an insult? Did you just
To
call
me,
me the
all of you
N-word?
guys
What is it?
are family. I
And
honestly feel.
I don't know if I'm supposed to say anything about Chance or not. Am I? Is anybody heard? Am I supposed to talk or am I supposed to be quiet?
You can
Screw
talk, I
Chance.
guess. Like,
What's going on with
I
Chance?
guess-
I don't think I'm supposed to talk, but let me just say, Chance isn't here because Chance, as we speak, is getting his dream come true. As I think he's filming a movie, and he's
Oh.
on location.
Oh yeah, he did have a project coming up.
And,
He's,
and he's
kinda
finally
talked
going.
about it.
All I'm going to say is he's finally going to get to be a superhero. And I shouldn't say anything else. You know, he's filming a movie right now, and he's going to be on divorce court Tuesday.
Believe it or not, he is moving on.
Don't get that song stuck in my head.
Chance, the greatest American hero.
Hey, Dixon, are you crazy?
There it was.
You're supposed to save that, but when he's on here, it says the bad word.
Is that him?
Yeah, that was him.
No. Oh God, no way. That's fun.
Poor Chance.
Yeah, it's
Never
Chance.
got
He's a
Chance.
zombie. He's a zombie that gets shot people in the chat. Yeah.
Okay, Zach.
Zach.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
Christy,
whoa,
you're
whoa,
muted.
whoa, 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 whoa. What are you about to do?
So, Buff, did you answer how do you stay
No.
motivated if you don't feel like showing up?
I thought we were on the third question.
Yeah, we are on
You
the
are,
third
but
one.
I wanted to make sure you answered the second question because I
We
didn't
got
hear your.
sidetracked. Forgive me. I'm trying to install a mechanical switch for my truck at the same time. All right, Zach, go. Push a button, Zach. There you go.
Oh boy, here we go.
There's a fire inside you that's not always going to feel like a gift. Sometimes it will feel like a burden, especially when people look at you differently because of your unique abilities. Be tempted to overcompensate. Think maybe if you smile harder, try harder, act more like them, or prove you can be better than them, they'll finally accept you.
Oh, jeez.
That's not the way. You don't need to perform your pain or parade your perseverance to be seen. Just be you. You'll find yourself in rooms where you feel like the only one who sees the world through a different lens. Think about shrinking just to fit in. You'll feel pressure to prove that your value matches theirs, even though the truth is, your value was never in question. You don't need to use your unique abilities as leverage to get ahead. Not bargaining chips. Simply part of your story, an important one, but they are not your entire identity. People will underestimate you. Say you're brave for just existing, and at times, that praise will sting more than silence. Wonder if they only see your chair, your struggles, your limitations. But don't let that become your focus. Build your identity around proving them wrong. Build it around being true to yourself, even when that self feels misunderstood or unseen. Quiet strength you carry doesn't need to be shouted. Felt by those who matter. Don't need to exploit your story to get sympathy or praise. Journey is powerful, yes, but it doesn't need to be a performance. Live it, share it, but don't feel like you owe anyone a constant explanation or inspiration. People who get it, get it. People who don't, never will. It's not your burden to carry. Matters is that you stay grounded in who you are, not who they want you to be. You'll come across moments where giving up feels easier than trying again. You'll sit with failure and frustration more than once. Those moments are not proof that you're weak, they're invitations to remember why you started. Be tempted to use your unique experiences as shortcuts, to try and skip the line or ask for special treatment. Don't. Not because it's wrong, but because deep down, you'll always wonder if you earned it. You deserve to know you did. Let your work speak louder than your story. Your heart shine brighter than your hustle. Show up as yourself, not as a carefully crafted version of who you think others want to see. Don't need to use hardship as a currency. Don't have to leverage every challenge just to get a seat at the table. You already belong, because your character, your mind, your soul, your effort, all of that stands on its own. Your unique ability is part of what makes you powerful, but it's not the source of your worth. You lead with your truth, not your struggle. People will see the whole you. More importantly, you'll start to see yourself not just through survival but through growth. Perseverance doesn't mean proving people wrong, it means proving to yourself that you can keep going, even when no one's watching or cheering. There will be days when your progress feels invisible. People only acknowledge you when you suffer, not when you thrive. Keep thriving anyway. Let your life be the answer to the questions they never ask. Your joy be rebellious. Let your honesty be your armor. There's a power in refusing to be a walking inspiration and instead being a real, flawed, beautiful human who just keeps showing up. Every time you choose to be yourself, even when the world suggests you should be something else, that's perseverance. Every time you decide not to lean on pity or applause but instead move forward with quiet dignity, that's courage. Story matters, but your choices matter more. Choosing integrity over attention will always lead you further. You have to remind yourself often that you are not defined by the path others expect you to walk. Not here to impress. Here to impact. Ones who see your value will find you when you're not trying to sell yourself. Be rooted in reality. Honest about your struggles, but never let them become the only part of your identity. World needs your full truth, not just the pieces that make people feel good. Hold on to the moments when you were simply you, and that was enough. Remind you that perseverance doesn't always roar. Sometimes, it whispers, keep going, even when you're tired. You don't need to outshine others to feel worthy. Shine where you are, as you are, and the right people will come toward your light. Authenticity is magnetic. That be your North Star. Never forget that perseverance isn't about being strong all the time. It's about choosing not to give up, even when you feel weak. Want to quit? Cry. Fall. But you'll get up. Not because you want people to clap for you, but because you owe it to yourself to see what happens if you don't stop. Stay true, stay grounded, and keep walking forward. Road is long, but you were built for it. P out.
Man, that was so philosophical. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, I'm gonna do that thing where I leech off of your answer. Yeah. I think the way I look at it is if I had to tell my younger self something, it would be you will fail. And you will probably fail a lot. But it's better to learn from your failures than to regret not having tried something. Like failure is a way to grow, and yeah, if you succeed at everything you try to do, you won't have a story to tell. There will be nothing interesting about your life. There will be nothing interesting about you. You'll never grow. You'll never learn. You'll just be a spoiled brat for the rest of your life. So yeah, embrace failure. And yeah, that's it. It's better to regret failing something than to regret not doing it. Yeah. So yeah, again, leeching off of Zach's answer. He said it better than I did.
Zach. Ooh,
Yeah, I'm
really.
different. I'm so different.
Okay, well then tell us how you're different.
When we talk about give advice to one's younger self, are we talking paradoxically or about like a metaphorical, like what would I tell my old self, or are we talking like physically time traveling back and telling myself something? Which
We're on
one?
BBB's stream, not mine. We're not talking about time travel, okay?
I'm just
I
saying,
don't know. You're here.
metaphorically, I'd go back and give myself I would give my old self metaphorically advice about financial stuff and learning the value of a dollar and moving forward. You know, I didn't realize in my youth the value of a dollar like I should have, and now I'm paying for it dearly in my old age. Apparently, I still hadn't learned, by the way. But if it was a time travel issue and I went back in time, I would really kick my own ass really hard. I would like beat sense into myself, if that makes sense. But that'd be my answer. Though. It would be the financial advice to prepare for your old age because you might actually have one. Don't live life like every day's the last day and it's not party like it's 1999 and you're a motto. Yeah. That's good advice too. I'm telling you, because I've lived my whole life thinking, well, today
agree,
could be the
David.
last day. Let's see how much fun I can have. And now that I'm old, I said, well, I could have done a lot more, but I didn't have so much fun. So that would kind of be the advice. That's it. Out. Whatever he says.
Yeah. I'm about to get really serious because I didn't answer question 3. Can I just quickly answer question 3? I was missing for question 2 and I answered 2, but I didn't get to answer 3. So what's one goal that you set that you're proud you reached, and how did you do it? I had a really rough childhood, just so you guys, I'm not going to get into it. One of the reasons I'm here with my mom is because my grandparents raised me. I went to live with my grandparents at 3 years old. And I never really had a relationship with my mom. And so it was really hard for me to let go of all of that and to forgive. And that is the goal that I'm very proud of, that I'm here and I'm helping my mom, because I felt very resentful most of my life. So that's something I'm very proud of, is that I've come mentally okay with it. Like mentally, I had to let it go, and I had to just say, like, no. You know what I'd say, or no. Am I not saying enough? Or so every day that I'm here helping my mom, and the times I get to help put her to bed and things, is the time she couldn't put me to bed as a kid. So that is something that it was very hard for me to let go and to forgive. And I'm very proud of myself that I've gotten to a place in my life where I'm able to do that. And I'm strong enough to say, like, no, you don't get to do that to me. I'm not a victim. I'm not going to be a victim from the abuse I had as a child. I'm not. I'm just going to fix it and be a better person than you were to me. So that's it. Okay. I don't want to get into it anymore. So now we can go back. So who goes with number 4? Sorry, guys. That was just a really important one for me.
Well, if you could see
I
me, I'm
think it
giving you
was.
virtual hugs.
I think it was Buzz' turn next. And yes, virtual
Okay.
hugs.
Virtual hugsies, everyone. Group
Right.
hug.
Yeah.
Group hug.
Where we at? 3?
I just finished 3. I think. Did you do 3 yet? What's the goal you set
No.
that you were proud of, you reached, and how did you do it?
Oh, I don't know how many times we've talked about different things on here where this is the answer. Getting this CD. Oh, I'm sorry. The microphone was up there.
Thank you,
Um,
Brad.
Getting this CDL, getting out of living in a mechanic shop in basically a parts closet with a dog to take care of. He was a great doggy though. He only listened to me. But just getting out of that situation, getting off of La Dragas, and getting a career. Like, well, during the time I was down anyway, but that turnaround. Yeah, I've talked about it too many times. If you know, you know. And I was probably last year years old when I figured out what those letters meant. That IYK, but you know what I'm talking about. But
If you know, you know. IYK.
yeah,
Yeah, that one.
yeah,
Okay,
that.
I got you,
I
Buff.
would always see that, and I was just like, "What does that mean? And it's just like, oh, okay. I hate all you people that use it. Anyway, yeah. But yeah. Just falls back into that, that's part of that mindset the mindset from I guess question one. Yeah, that was kind of part of that too. It's just like, I gotta get out of here. And went ahead and jumped into that pool and was like, what's the worst that can happen? They say no, and you end up back at the shop and figured out, or come to find out, I'm pretty good at doing this. I was like, oh. But yeah. Yeah, I'm absolutely proud of that, man. The praises and accolades I get from friends too, because they've seen where I've come from of doing that stuff. Being a mechanic for such that time. I mean, I had my police stuff too, but the mechanic work was really where I was at. I was just like, you know what? I want to stay somewhere solid. I can avoid some bullets, except for in Gary, Indiana. But
Sorry. I know about Gary, believe me.
But I will stay in Gary before I stay in Chicago. I mean, it's a weird cycle. I don't know how to explain it. But I always sleep comfortably in West Memphis. And if you don't know about West Memphis, look it up. But yeah, that. So I'm good. I'm done.
Okay, I'm going to post in my chat the next question. And I think some of you have already answered this one because I did hear some of you talking about question 4. What advice would you give your younger self about perseverance? So who hasn't finished answering that one? Tracy's pointing at Zach.
And I was pointing
Zach's
at me.
pointing at Tracy. I'm like, what is going on
I
here?
love you, Zach.
I know. Chef's kiss to Zach.
That's right. My goal, I guess, was at one time, well, like, because I've got diabetes and I know it's very scary. And the thing is like, I noticed one thing. I was having really bad neuropathy. I still do have bad neuropathy from time to time. And it's like multiple, like, it feels like multiple needles are stabbing me and they're all hot and itchy. And before, my blood sugar was real high. I mean, like, it was like in the 300s, and then sometimes it would go up to 400, and I'd have to go get checked out at the hospital, blah, blah, blah. And so I decided, it's about time I adult up and start taking my medicine when I need to and start listening to what the doctors say. Because, like, I'm 57 going on 58 at the end of next month or this month, whether it's June. I turn 58 on June 28th. But long story short, I've been keeping my blood sugar now. My A1C used to be 14. Now my A1C is 6.5, which is under 7, and they consider that to be controlled. And so I've been controlled for the past 6 months. I go see my doctor every 3 months, and he has the information, because I wear this little thing on my, I don't know if you could see, it's like a little round thing, but it's like a sensor. It tells them, what my blood sugar is and what all this is. So I've been really trying my best not to make it high, but it took a long time. I mean, it's like, it's not something easy you could do. It's like something you really have to work up towards, and if you don't work up towards it, like, I've seen members of my family who've passed away early, or like, you get threatened with all the neuropathy and the cutting of your legs or your toes or something. I don't need anything amputated. Thank you. I like to walk. I don't like, I don't like having, I don't like having it where I'm in a wheelchair and I cannot walk anymore, So I'm really trying my best. I've lost some weight too, and I feel good about myself.
You
That's
should. You're an amazing person. And I think everyone needs to go subscribe to Tracy. We're trying to get her to 100 right now, 100 subs. We're trying to get
Hey,
you up.
just out of curiosity, Tracy, have you changed the bread that you eat?
yeah, because you see, if you eat a lot of that stuff, oh boy, that's
Yeah,
a nightmare. That
yeah,
and drinking alcohol, which sucks because that
yeah.
turns into sugar too.
I recommend you go with the keto bread because you can eat as
Yeah.
much of that as you want and it don't affect you.
Oh,
And
good.
another good thing to cut out of your diet is macaronis, like
Yeah,
pasta, because pasta turns into
Mm.
especially if you're
I
really
know, and
bad.
I love pasta. I
I'm
love.
Italian. I can't give up pasta. I
I
love
love,
pasta.
I love
From my
noodles and
cold,
pasta
dead
too.
fingers.
Yeah,
Right, exactly.
but since
Very cold dead.
I haven't completely cut out spaghetti and stuff like
I love
that,
spaghetti
but
too much.
I've cut way down on it. And
Mm.
the lasagna that I get with my meals is made out of some kind of vegetable stuff that don't really mess with diabetics.
Oh, okay. I'll have to look that up.
They make pastas that's made from vegetable. It's a lot safer to eat. You can make
Yeah, you
lasagna
can,
I
and
like
think it's
the
spaghetti.
cauliflower based, right?
there's
Yeah,
some
It's a
pastas that
cauliflower
have like
based pasta.
lentils in them. They're like
Yeah.
half regular
Uh-huh.
pasta, half lentil pasta.
all I know is
Right.
it says safe for diabetics. It's vegetable pasta on the box. I don't know the brand name or
Hmm.
whatever.
There's even pasta now that's like it's what the Asian people use, but they sell it at like Walmart, and it's sort of a vegetable, but you could heat it up, and it is kind of like noodles, and you could just put, you know, any kind of sauce you want on top of it, or you could either eat spaghetti squash.
No, I had two pieces of lasagna today, but it was the healthy lasagna made with the vegetable stuff,
Hmm.
and it was okay. But that's the only thing I've had with pasta or tomato sauces or anything like that in it in 3 weeks. I've been completely carnivore, just eating just eating grilled chicken and hamburger patties. Except that I ate a pretty good breakfast in the morning, like
Hmm.
bacon, eggs, and
Hmm.
cheese. And I usually have some keto bread with that. That's not really bad for me.
I'll have to really think about that now. That's a good idea.
But you just certain things you can cut out your diet, you'd be amazed, especially potato chips and all
Mhm.
the
Oh, I
snack
don't
food.
do potato chips anyways, but I've been drinking a ton of water.
But they do make once again, if you really had to have a chip, I recommend there's like a corn chip that's not real
Mhm,
bad for you. It's
mhm.
like the kind they serve in Mexican restaurants.
Yeah, I like the
That's a
old.
corn tortilla chip, and
Yeah,
there's safe things you can dip that in that makes it taste good.
see, I don't even like salt on my chips. I just like them plain, and I like them with, like you say, salsa is good.
For some reason, I like a little bit of garlic powder on them, and I'm good with
Oh,
that.
okay. Yeah, you could do a lot of stuff. But yeah, that's what I've been trying to do. I mean, actually, I know this camera on my thing makes me look like I'm really big, but like if you met me in person, my legs are really thin because I walk, and we're a one-car house, so I have to walk.
No,
Um,
just to point out that I weighed 386 pounds
I was heavier.
18 months ago,
I was
and
heavier than what I am now.
that was down 60 or 70 pounds from what I was before that.
Yeah,
And
that's great.
that's when I went on what they call keto, and I was on full
Yeah,
keto for 18 straight months. I stuck to keto,
yeah,
and
they
now
say that's good.
I'm down to 260, and that's the lowest body weight I've been in
You look
25
like you're
years.
a lot later than that, dude.
Yeah. And I'm at the lowest body weight I've been in 25 years. My blood sugar's down to like a 5 now,
That's really good.
and I've hadn't had too many health issues lately either. I'm kind of
Yeah, see,
taking better
that's
care of myself. I
yeah,
haven't even had alcohol since New Year's Eve.
yeah. See, yeah, I
Oh, that's killing
understand
me
that.
too. But I'm gonna drink some vodka pretty soon.
Well, like I say, I like a cold beer when I'm watching my Chicago Cubs on TV or when I'm at the ballpark. You know that
B
Yeah.
B B B B B B there beer. B is for beer, beer, beer.
Well, if you
beer,
do
beer,
drink beer, at least drink Coors Light or something like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So is there any way you said that word like Wilford Brimley?
Who? Me?
diabetes. Yeah, she
Oh
You.
did.
yeah,
She totally said it that way.
diabetes.
You
Uh, I,
totally did a Wilford Brimley on that one.
and then there's like, what's my Midwestern accent? What can I say? But then there's this one woman on our TV here, and she's like, "Do you have diabetes?" And I'm like,
Oh my
"What the?"
God.
Yeah, I'm like, "What got into her?" Like, yeah, I have diabetes. She goes with the S. Strange people.
Zach, you got chat? Where you at with chat? Hold on. I'm like, I'm not seeing no comments pop up. There's lots of things going on in chat.
You know, that makes me wonder sometimes, though, because I had a grandma and she eat little Debbie cakes like they were going out of style.
Ugh.
Every minute of her life, she had a different little Debbie cake in her hand. She ate the worst stuff you could think of. She drank and she smoked, and she lived to be 96 years old.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, like, I can't stand little Dubbies, to be honest with you. I don't even buy that shit.
Oh, well, fair enough.
Oh, I love those little peanut butter wafers dipped in chocolate.
Oh, God.
Star Crunch?
They're my nemesis.
Nutty Buddies?
A Nutter Butter, right? Or Nutter
Yeah,
Buddies?
Nutter Butters. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nutter Butters, yeah, those.
My one of my
They're
biggest
sinful.
foes in life was called Nutter Butter Peanut Butter Sandwich Cookie.
I like Milky Ways, but I can't eat those things anymore. They make me sick.
Zach.
Zacharoni.
No, he likes his dango Milky Ways. I think we got into that argument.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
That's right. No, Zach, you have to show us. You have to show us your stash.
The biggest enemy to me
Oh,
is
no.
cheesecake. That's
Yeah.
cheesecake.
Jackie's going to get him now. Oh, my God.
What the
There you
hell is nougat? No, just
Oh, there he goes. There he goes. Oh, no, Zach, you did not. No.
Nope, he's going for
did.
the
But
knife.
look at him. No.
Oh, he's going for a stash.
Diabetes. Close your eyes.
Oh, look at that. Oh,
And,
bag.
oh, white slice too. Oh, you can get a handful. Oh, no.
Yeah, exactly. And
No,
Zach,
somebody ought to stick that Milky Way up your Hershey Highway.
you know what, Zach? And you're the thinnest guy on the thing, too.
Oh,
So, you know, you got a
no.
lot
Do
of
you
nerve.
see what Mother Firefly says? You see what Mother Firefly says, Zach? Look what you did. You did. Are we back to pegging again? If you guys were on Zach's last night, you'd completely understand what that means. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Zach, go ahead and eat that whole bag on up. Be sure to make a video. Be sure to make a video when you get your first insulin shot.
Danny.
He won't. He's too resilient. He'll just eat it for all of us because he's the one that can eat it all.
I
He's
know.
like an oracle.
Zach, I can't stand you. You look like you could eat a lot and then still not gain a pound.
I think Zach's like 90 pounds or 80 something pounds. Like,
I've seen him eat a lot and not gain weight.
I mean, he told us one day that he ate like 5 honey buns for breakfast and like, I don't know how many waffles, how many cheeseburgers, how many burritos, how many quesadillas. Like, this boy eats.
And where does it go? Poof, in the thin air. I'm so envious.
Nice. I love that.
I don't
kitty.
know. I remember somewhere in my past having Fruit Loops for breakfast with a pina colada over them instead of milk.
Pina colada.
What? Like pina coladas.
I also remember having rum with the Pirates. So
Oh, Danny,
Sailor
you're a better man
Jerry's?
than I am.
Sailor Jerry's. All right, let's move on. Let's go. All right. All right. Where what advice would you give your younger self about perseverance? Who hasn't went? Buff, did you go?
Oh, new question?
Yeah. Because I think Zach already answered that question, right? Yeah.
Number 4?
I did.
Yeah,
I
we're
was
on
gonna
number
put
4.
my young ass and stuff.
What advice would you give your younger self about perseverance? Google stock. And I'm going to leave it at that.
You're hilarious.
Perseverance. Oh, man. Maybe keep your head up because it's bad for your neck. Jeez. Always make sure the gun is clean.
Oh gosh. I don't know what a star bar is, Mother Firefly. You have to tell us, Kitty.
Never trust a girl with too many visible tattoos.
Oh gosh. Wishman says Bitcoin. Gorilla Biscuit says endurance is key.
Maybe
Are you talking about stamina or endurance, Gorilla Biscuits?
maybe never abandon an actual achievable goal.
My daughter is a tattoo artist.
Okay.
You met Sierra. She's got a lot of tats.
That's a pretty name.
I mean, that one's a little different. A good for girl that's
Yeah.
an actual artist, but one that just
Yeah.
lives in
Likes
a
a lot,
tattoo
yeah.
shop. Give me this, give me that, give me this, give me. Not talking from personal experience or anything, but yeah.
I have tats too, Mother Firefly.
And if you're slower uphill but downhill you're faster, go ahead and pass that truck when you get the chance. Perseverance. Yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about.
All right. Oh no. Here we go, Zach. I hear it
Giggling
coming.
about Zach.
He's got that giggle. Brady, you're gonna have to drive to Nevada, to Reno, Nevada, and let Sierra do it. I don't know what he's up to, Kitty. He's up to something, obviously. Buff, were you done, Twinsy?
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. That was pretty Buff. Thank you. Thank you, Kitty. Gorilla says endurance. Okay, I have to show this real fast. Endurance. I think it's important to remember.
Brady has many of tattoos. That's why we have to hide our butts.
Oh, that's funny.
No, you have to hide your butt from Brady because you know what she wants.
Zach's too skinny. She'd never go for Zach. She'd go for us first.
But it's so full of protein because he eats so much.
He got no protein on him.
But he's bony. Yeah, like no. Mm-mm. I think we're going first, guys. Brady's
Look,
eating
would
us
you rather
first.
have more protein or more fat? I'm gonna go protein.
Yum,
And you can
tug,
divide
yum.
up your protein.
Warm, fresh.
Is that a honey bun?
Yum.
What are you eating?
Oh, I gotta turn y'all.
It's a
sideways,
cookie.
hold
Yeah, it's like
Chocolate
a
chip cookie.
on. Oh, I think I figured it out.
My wife just handed it to me.
Oh, I think I figured it out. Oh, snap.
Did she bake them?
Here, let me explain this right quick because y'all don't know.
She
what I'm
can, but
talking
she didn't
about.
bake these. No.
Oh.
All right. Gorilla Biscuits, thank you so much.
Oh, wow, that's too many.
I was going to read that, Zach. But it disappeared before I could read it. Okay, thank you. Endurance. I think it's important to remember to keep going and endure. True strength is the ability to get back up and keep going. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely, Gorilla Biscuits. I agree. Oh gosh, that's hilarious. Brady,
Like in 3 minutes, 10 times.
I got to eat right now. I have to laugh.
Do that. Okay, you're doing it too much now.
So
What
Brady
the
says
hell?
Zach has more butt than people think. LOL. That's where all those Milky Ways go.
Oh, stop.
Oh my God! If you guys could get to go see the replay last night of Zach's stream, I'm pretty sure Mother Firefly will vouch for me. Buff, I'm pretty sure you were there most of the time. Caldy's not here, but it was a riot. We laughed so hard. Oh my gosh, Zach, you're guilty. You are guilty. Guilty.
Oh, Zach had some good ones last night.
He
He
did.
definitely
He was
did.
in rare form and I was in rare form, and it was just, we fed off each other, and then Buff and then Caldy, and like, oh my God, you got us all up there together, and it was insanity last night. You guys have to go watch the replay if you want a good laugh. If you want a good laugh, that's the one.
Sound like
Oh
a
my
free
God.
for all.
It was. And then
It
we were
was
like,
a would you rather.
Yeah.
And Zach had some good
Zach
would
asked-
you rather.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting
like one was
half
duct tape
of
or
them.
zip ties.
Oh yes, the beautiful question: duct tape or zip
Or
ties?
zip ties. And Caldy's like,
oh
when did this
yeah,
become
let's get to
S&M?
this. This is the stuff I want to talk about right here.
Oh my
Oh
God, it
yeah,
was so
let's
funny.
go.
It was so funny.
Oh, how funny. Sounds cute.
Okay, I got it figured out. Let me just explain what I'm doing. This these dango trucks, we don't have auxiliary power units like an external conditioning unit that powers like the AC and stuff like that. What these new trucks have, these Freightliners and Volvos also, they have this stuff called it's called inner trip idle or something stupid, where the truck just senses off of the battery power and the power inverter and stuff, and it decides when it wants to crank and when it doesn't want to crank, and it makes it harder to control the climate in the truck. But I accidentally saw this YouTube video just scrolling through reels, and this guy, there's a button on the dash called the override, and what these trucks do is like when they idle, if I crank it up and let it idle at about a minute, it'll decide, okay, you got about 3 minutes before I turn this truck off for safe fuel and whatever. And that's annoying. So the truck just doesn't idle. There used to be a trick against that back in the day where you could set your cruise, holding the pedal down a little bit, and then release the the truck itself. Just push its brakes in to release them, and it'll idle all night. There were tricks around it, but they've gotten into ways to override it. So the override button, it overrides the automatic shutoff. And what this guy had was this button, little white button that he put right over the engine override button, and like in intervals, like every minute or so, a little arm would come out and just push the button. Yeah. I was like, I need one of those. So I got one, and I'm sitting here. I got to program it through an app on my phone, and I'm trying to set it up right now because the instruction manual doesn't exactly tell you how to do everything. So I'm just sitting there testing, and I think I got it figured out now. So yay! My company gonna be mad at me. Why is the truck never shut off? Because y'all didn't let it. So whatever. Kiss my butt. Why am I not trying to cuss? You got the parental advisory up there. Takes deep breath. No.
I mean, we do try not to. We put in effort not to. It slips sometimes.
Buddy was staring at my butt when she left the last time she was here.
Uh-oh. Your dinner.
Mercy.
She said medium rare.
Okay, guys, I gotta go. I'm literally falling
Fall
asleep.
asleep.
Yeah,
Okay.
even the
Uh-oh.
cookie didn't
Good
keep me awake.
Ah, that was sweet of your wife, though.
Yeah.
Sweet,
It was.
sweet, sweet. Thank
Good
you, Tug.
night.
I will
Happy
try to
trails,
check
our
your chat
partner. I
tomorrow.
guess I'll
Yep.
see you tomorrow.
See you
I'll try to
tomorrow.
jump in your chat
Watch me on
tomorrow.
your thing tomorrow.
Yep.
Tug, you want to drop your link?
I have to actually open it in YouTube. For some reason, I can't do it through StreamYard.
Wish
Well,
Ammon?
John Means in the chat. He'll
Someone
take care of that, man. Don't
Yeah,
worry
you
about
can do it, Waj. Thanks.
Yeah, Wish
Yeah.
Ammon, please drop his link.
it. He's like the king of the mods and stuff now on there.
Yeah, Wish Ammon. Wish Ammon.
But I will very quickly tell you my answer to the last question. And that
Please.
mantra that keeps me on track when I'm struggling is this too shall pass.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's all purpose. It's, you know, the bad things that are happening to you will pass, and you have to embrace the good things around you because they too will pass. Everything will pass.
Also a good 311 song.
Yeah.
I also do this too shall pass, and I also it is what it is.
Yep.
Yeah, it is what it is. I say
It is
that
what it-
all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
I got one.
It is what it is.
Whatever
Deal with it
will
and move on.
be. I got one too. It's whatever will be, will be.
Okay,
Whatever
Sarah.
will be.
Eric's getting
I mean,
punchy.
that's from a song,
Yeah.
really?
I'm out.
Good night,
Good night,
Tug.
Happy
night, Tug. See you tomorrow.
trails
Yep.
to you until we meet again.
Sing it, Danny, because you're going next.
Y'all got to come back to me
I'm
on
leaving.
that one. Yeah, I need to
Either,
think
but
about
it's like
that one.
about like almost.
Did you say I was leaving? What? I'm going next. I was going to stay
Going
a
next.
while.
No, I mean you're
I
going
got
next to answer.
several.
What's the question again?
Ooh,
The mantra keeps you going.
yes. What is a quote or mantra that helps you get back on track when you're struggling?
So cocaine would be a really bad answer, right?
Yes, the correct answer is nut. Yeah,
Yeah, I thought so.
better come back.
Sometimes you feel
Anyway.
like a nut.
That was a joke answer, man.
Thank you,
Come on.
Tracy.
You're very welcome.
You were joking?
No, I said sometimes you feel like a nut, and Tracy said sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts.
Do they even
Zach
still
says-
make those?
Zach's stealing the stage. All right, everyone. Zach stole the stage.
No,
That's
no.
it.
Sit
I
down.
have to
Sit-
revoke Zach's
Sit down, Jack. Do they even still make almond joys and mounds?
Yes,
Yeah.
they do.
Peter Paul's too.
Yes, I have them. My mom has them in her store.
Oh, what? I don't know. I've just never looked for them in the store.
Are you not a coconut fan?
I like coconut cake.
Yeah, I love
I like
coconut
pina
cake.
coladas.
Oh,
I am painfully aware of all the candy I cannot eat.
Oh.
I love carrot cake if it's not a lot of spice in it. There's a lot of crushed pineapple and it's moist and dense. I love it. And I love milk cake. I love milk cake because it's
You
like
know what, right there, buddy? I love everything that's really bad for me.
Yeah, me too. Well, listen, guys, it's like almost 10 after 12 here, so I need to go to sleep too.
all
This
right.
old lady's getting
Do
tired.
you have a quick little last question?
Oh,
Last
yeah, you
question.
want to answer that last one?
That mantra?
The mantra, live and let live. That's my
Okay.
mantra.
And I love live, laugh, love.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's
I love
another
that
good
one as
one.
well.
All right, guys, have a nice week.
Bye, Tracy. See you tomorrow.
Yes. Ta-ta, darlings.
Happy trails, Tracy.
Miss
You too,
Tracy.
sir.
Good night.
You too.
There's a point at 7,000 RPM where everything fades. Machine becomes weightless. Disappears. All that's left, a body moving through space and time. 7,000 RPM, that's where you meet it. It's where it waits for you. Line from Ford v Ferrari isn't just about cars. It's about the pursuit of something greater than what the world expects of you. Speed, that point of silence amid chaos, it's something I think about when life throws punches, when I'm tired, when I'm fighting to stay aligned with my purpose. quote reminds me that pushing through the noise can take you to a place where struggle turns into focus, pain turns into clarity, and you become something more than what you were when you started. I'm struggling to stay motivated. I remember that speed is a metaphor for passion. Not recklessness, but that internal drive that keeps you pressing the pedal even when you're low on fuel. Don't always feel strong. Don't always wake up with purpose dripping from every thought. I think about what it feels like when I'm in that zone, when my mind, my heart, and my hands are all working together, and I stop hearing the world and start hearing my soul. That's what the quote speaks to. Place where everything finally makes sense. There's a rhythm to movement that becomes almost spiritual when you let yourself trust it. When I'm creating content for Unique Prepping or showing up for my community, it's not just about doing it for applause. It's about getting back to that core feeling, that alignment, that clarity that only comes from showing up consistently even when no one else sees you doing it. It's my 7,000 RPM. Not easy to get there. When I do, everything else fades. I feel whole again. Faced moments when I thought I couldn't keep going. I was unsure if I was even making a difference. My unique abilities felt more like limitations. Then I remembered that speed, real speed, isn't about beating others. It's about beating yesterday's doubt. It's about pushing past what you thought was your limit and realizing there's more inside you. That quote from the movie helps me visualize that breakthrough moment. Second, when things start to flow and the noise dies down. That's when I remember why I keep going. My mind is heavy with doubt. I imagine myself on that track. Not for racing glory, but for personal clarity. See myself pushing through the gears of hardship, building momentum, not because it's easy but because I've learned that breakthrough always waits on the other side of resistance. It's where perseverance is born, not in the easy stretches, but in the corners that test your control, your patience, your belief. That line isn't just a cinematic moment. A reminder that when you're on the verge of giving up, you're often just a few RPMs away from the silence that centers you. The peace that comes after the push. In that push where you meet the truth of who you are. Don't meet it in comfort. Meet it in motion. Friction. The refusal to stop. Speed, in the way Ford v Ferrari talks about it, isn't just physical, it's emotional and spiritual. That point where your head and your heart become one. Where your fears are no longer screaming louder than your purpose. It's the track I try to stay on. It's the gear I reach for when I feel like I'm sliding off course. Doesn't always feel natural, but it always feels right. It's a strange calm in the chaos of struggle when you know it's leading you somewhere honest. Don't run from hardship. Try to meet it at full throttle. 'Cause that's where growth lives. It's where confidence is forged. When I hit that metaphorical 7,000 RPM, it doesn't matter who doubts me, who misunderstands me, or what obstacles show up next. Already in the zone. Already there. Quote reminds me that I have a place where I get to be free, not from responsibility, but from the weight of second guessing. It's in my craft. My purpose. The small daily actions that build something bigger than me. May not be behind the wheel of a race car, but I am steering my story. When I commit to that, I find speed again. There are times when slowing down feels like the only option. Your mind and body are out of sync. You forget why you started. But then I remember that silence I crave, the clarity I seek, is only found after the effort. Doesn't come before. Have to earn it. Have to push through the fog. Through the doubt. Through the noise. That's when the world quiets down and you hear only what matters. Don't romanticize the struggle. It's real. Raw. Tests you constantly. That quote, those words, help remind me that the test is part of the process. Don't reach that weightless moment without everything that comes before. Don't get peace without a little chaos. Don't grow without being uncomfortable. Just don't. Momentum isn't always fast. Sometimes it's steady. Sometimes it's invisible. But it's always built by movement. Try to remember that on the hard days. Silent days. No one is watching and the applause is gone. That's when you decide who you are. It's when you find your lane again. That scene from Ford v Ferrari captures what it means to trust yourself when the world doubts you. It's not about the finish line. It's about the ride. Grind. Moments that blur by and the seconds that feel eternal. It's about finding the part of yourself that doesn't quit, even when quitting feels easier. It's what keeps me aligned. When you feel like breaking, lean into the motion. To the friction. It's what creates the breakthrough. It's what leads to your version of 7,000 RPM. And when you hit it, you'll know. Everything else will fade, and you'll just be you, moving with purpose, powered by belief, untouched by noise. P out.
Well, I feel like
Yeah,
somebody
that's that. I understand where you're coming from with that. That's cute and all, but you know that guy died at the end of that movie. Oh, spoiler alert! Sorry, but I get the sentiment of what you're saying, but doing that cost him his life.
You have my permission to give him the finger.
Oh, give it to him. He'll give it to me anyway. He wakes me up in the mornings with that. I mean,
Go ahead, Buff.
but it was a great movie. That is a great movie, though. I understand exactly what you're saying, though. That is real, though. I want to go last because I got a couple.
You want to go last? Okay, Danny, are you ready to go next? Because Zach just went.
Yeah, I got nothing. After how do you
Nothing.
How do you follow
What do you mean you
Zach?
got nothing?
What?
How do you follow Zach? It's
Dan,
like
when do you not have nothing?
it's okay. To say for me, I've always overcome everything put before me. You know, overcoming obstacles has been part of my whole life since I was young.
Well, I know. Since I've known you, you've been hit by cars.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
had
that's what happened to
strokes.
me in the
You
old
had
days.
strokes. Yeah, exactly. Old ladies beat you up. You got hit by cars. You had a stroke. Like Danny.
Oh,
you
I
know
had a bunch of
that.
strokes. I didn't just have
Yeah.
one. Come on.
I said you had strokes. I was not trying to relay I was being HEPA. Okay.
Yeah, well, I've been through a lot of stuff. You know, I have to say, I know what perseverance is. I know what willpower is. I know what intestinal fortitude is. I've overcome a lot in my life. I didn't get to be the last in line by accident. You know, where I'm from, most of my friends have all passed away. My family's mostly passed away. I'm kind of the last one left. So to overcome and persevere is my state of mind. I have literally overcome everything to be the last in line.
Right. I get
So,
that.
yeah. So now I'm the old guy. I never thought I'd be the old guy. I always thought I would die young because bad stuff kept happening to me. I figured one of them would sooner or later take me out.
At my funeral, I want everybody to hand out tasers, and the last person standing gets all my crap. My
So I don't have
family.
to worry. I don't have to worry about that. At my funeral, I don't think nobody will really be there because nobody's left to come. Maybe my sister and brother, you know. Maybe some kids, but they don't really care. So they probably
I
just be.
come from an Italian family, a big Italian family. They
I do
fight
too.
over
But they're all
everything.
dead.
They fight over if someone got one more spoonful of mashed potatoes on their plate.
Yeah,
Can
I
you
remember the
imagine
day.
handing these people tasers at a funeral and saying, "You get all my crap"? The
Yeah,
last person standing gets all my crap.
I'm from the same family. They
Italian
would fight over the
family.
leftover spaghetti, and they'd fight over the leftover potatoes, and they usually won, and they ate it, and now they're dead.
was an Italian
Well,
family. There's supposed to be plenty of food. And they keep feeding you. Oh, no more. No, I'm gonna
Oh no,
pay
no,
it.
my
The
my
same thing with
mom
Hispanic families
my mom had 4 kids,
and black.
and yeah,
boy,
and yeah, so we like, and so she would like spoon out everything, and then my brother was always the first one to like, him and my dad, they would shovel their food in so fast that they would inhale it, and us girls are looking like, why don't they get slapped? We get
but
slapped if we're
hey,
like
oh,
bad
Chrissy,
table manners.
four kids. That must be like coming from a single family.
No, I'm just
Yeah,
saying, my mom
I,
and dad were like,
you got to realize there's 14 brothers and 2 sisters
oh
in my
yeah, my grandpa came from 15 brothers and sisters, and I've had
family.
plenty of dinners with them.
I'm actually the 7th son of a 7th son, if that means anything.
It does. That's a generation of a generation for
I
sure.
thought it just meant like I was like
Thank you, Gorilla. Ciao.
associated with an Iron Maiden album, but
Oh, so Gorilla Biscuit says he eats like they're gonna take it away from. Yeah, that's how my dad and my brother were. But my dad and brother never had to get up and cook. They never had to get in the kitchen. They never had to participate. It was all of us girls preparing everything, serving up the men first, waiting for them to take their first bite, and then us making our plates.
I was lucky. I was lucky when I was a kid. Our house was like the Waltons, and it just wasn't enough room, and it was really hard. So I got shipped off when I was like 5 to live with the grandparents most of the time. So till I was like 10 or 12, I was just me, my grandpa and grandma, and I kind of got special treatment. And you know, grandpa, like when I was like 16, grandpa bought me a car. None of the other grandkids got a car, but I did, because I lived with them and helped them out and stuff.
Yeah. My grandparents bought me a Mustang convertible when I was in the Navy, but I was sending them a lot of money from overseas because I was getting like tax free when you go to Iraq. You get like
My
tax
grand-
free.
My grandpa bought me a freaking tank. It's like a big
Privilege.
big
Yeah.
Delta 88
Privilege.
Oldsmobile.
Privilege.
My grandpa bought my grandma.
Oh,
My grandpa bought my grandma a car, and my grandpa worked on cars his whole life. He painted cars for Jay Leno. I already told you guys this. Like, he was really good at body work. He was really good at painting. He was really good with mechanics. My grandpa had an amazing, amazing life, right? But he came home and bought my grandma a car. It was one of those Cadillacs with the wings on it, and he was like, this thing will withstand anything. It was a tank. And my grandma said, it's not a Toyota. It's not a Toyota.
My grandpa bought me a Delta
10 cents.
88
He lived
Oldsmobile.
off beans, potatoes, and tortillas. Oh,
whoa, that boy
Ratty.
started speaking my language right there. Delta 88. That was one of the
Yeah,
first
it was a
cars
Delta
I
88
drove.
Oldsmobile, and it was like a 1972. It was a tank. After I bought my new car, I bought me a Firebird when I went to work.
it had an 8-track.
I took that Delta 88 to the demolition derby, and I won every weekend for 16 straight demolition derbies. It couldn't be
All I
hurt.
know is my
The car was a
grandpa,
monster.
it had an 8-track, and he taught me these big old huge cassettes. You push them in there. I'm driving. You push it in there, and then you have to smack it, kind of like an Atari. Remember back in the day when you had to smack the cartridge? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I never had to
Really?
whip my Atari.
Yes.
Like
I had
the
an Atari, but I
PlayStation, when
never
they
had
first
to
came out, you had to
It's like
blow.
slamming the top of the Betamax down. I mean,
Bam, and put it back in because it would overheat or whatever. Like, yeah, whatever.
all right, so who's answering this question next? Because I
Have all
got a couple.
have all of you okay? Have all of you in except for Buff because I could go next.
Well, yeah,
Have you-
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and get mine out the way. I mean,
There's
unless you
only
want to
four
go.
of us
Oh
left.
no! I like to go last.
Okay. Well, all
And,
right. Let me get I'll get these out the way then.
Can you guys, Buff, talk a little bit longer than expected, please? I hear
Okay.
my mom asking for assistance.
Well,
So-
Buff
Done.
won't have no problem with that, I guarantee you.
Done. 'Cause I'm getting the details.
Talk a little longer than expected. I'll be right
Yeah, I
back.
was going to do short-winded answers, but done.
Please, Terry, twinsy. Thanks.
Mantras that have the question go exactly again. Well, it doesn't matter. Mantras. Meanings, how they affect it. Number one, that ratchet piece of crap. There's a reason. I live my life a quarter mile at a time. From Vin Diesel and Fast and the Furious. That one I kind of carry with me because it's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard in my life, especially in getting into the automotive world and the racing world, car customization world. And you guys do races that are like 10 miles long. It was just like, well, if somebody could do something that stupid and become successful, there's hope for everybody out there. And also, you can say something that's stupid. I know I can do better than that. I know I could have came up with a better line. So it's like that motivation to, you can do better than someone who is not quite, how do you say, knowledge in the field of what you're looking at there. That was some line written by some writer who's just like, yeah, just say this. It'll be awesome. And it was one of the dumbest. All my mechanic guys and racing guys and everything, it was just like they agree. It's just like that is the dumbest thing I ever heard. I live my life a quarter mile at a time, but y'all, the first race of the movie was like 5 minutes long, maybe longer. It's just like, no, that's not how a quarter mile works. You're that dumb, but you're that successful. So there's that one. We're on a mission from God. Great line from the Blues Brothers. I will use that times when I see difficulty and people will tell me, oh, just keep your faith. Just keep your faith in God. God's going to do everything from you. I was like, well, I'm on a mission from God. Not for the reasons you think, because I am non-religious. And I'm on a mission to prove God wrong. So it is his mission for me to prove that I am the sinner that I am, according to him in his eyes, or her, or whatever. However you want to get into the technicalities of what, who, gender, whatever God was. I think, you know what? You really want to ask me? I think God is genderless. I think God is technically all genders. If there's one God that created us and all of this, he's got to be all genders, all two of them. Let me make that clear. All two of them. So he's the embodiment of man and woman and whatever, human being. So I just like that one because I'm on a mission to prove you wrong about any of this stuff. Thou shalt not kill thy neighbor. Oh, okay, that's great. Meanwhile, let's talk about your guy Job there for a second. What did you do to him again? Let's talk about that poor lady that got turned into a pillar of salt. But anyway, I'm not going to get into that debate. Another one I love is, now this was brought up earlier. I think Danny, you brought that one up. It is what it is. It was you or somebody. I think it was you.
I was like, whatever will be right there, boy.
Oh, that's right. That came after It Is What It Is. I don't believe in the whatever will be will be. I don't believe that. Case that I said I don't believe in that at all. It was like, nope, it's gonna be what I'm gonna make it gonna be. But it is what it is. I can stand closer to that one, like in the sense of, I get this. I pick up a trailer and going around, checking it out before I pull it, and oh, it's missing brakes, and they're like, well, it is what it is, and I'm gonna leave that trailer right where it is, and I gotta contact my dispatcher. It was like, and I get delayed, and now we gotta figure all that out. It's a to get to the stronger point, situations that are out of your control. It is what it is. There's absolutely nothing you can do about that. I wake up and find out, oh, 20 feet of snow just dropped. That happened to me in Dallas, Texas, years ago. There's little flurries that fell the night before, and it was like, oh, it's supposed to be light, it's supposed to be light. I woke up and I was like, yeah, what? And I had to go, and I'm just like, yeah, can't stay here. It is what it is. Let's move. Let's try it. Let's go. I had no choice. It was what it was. I can stand by that one. This great one, right? Now I picked that one up off of Austin Powers, with Dr. Evil, but I heard it in some 2 or 3 other places, and it's just like when somebody says something so stupid, you're just like, right. And it's like the realization of knowing that you just said the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And I know there's nothing I can say to change your mind or get you back into some kind of realization of a mindset of reality and actuality. It's just like, right. And it's kind of a southern bless your heart, um, indiscreetly equivalent. But bless your heart, I think has more of an insult factor to it. Right. Northerners don't pick up on that. Like, oh, bless his heart. I love it when these ladies say that stuff. One more. Get busy living or get busy dying. Morgan Freeman has read in Shawshank Redemption. I really love that the one. I love to say that one. Stuck in a tough situation, and it's like it kind of goes back to that factor I was talking about earlier, about if you have an achievable goal and there's a realization that you can achieve it, yo, go for it. And if it's gonna work for you, make things better for you, go for it. Or you just decide to be lazy and give up on it and just be like, well, I don't feel like putting in that much work. Well, then you're getting busy dying. Why don't you get busy living? Go ahead and try to achieve that thing, man. Go on and try to get that goal taken care of. I'm trying my best not to cuss, but go and get that damn goal taken care of. All right? Because there's only one other option: failure. You're either going to be success or you're going to be failure. Yo, go do it. What's wrong with y'all, man? And one more. Oh, well, I got to cuss on this one. It's from the movie Snatch, great Guy Ritchie movie, that proves that there's no racism in Britain, England, the United Kingdom. At least I don't know how it is now, but there are black people over there. But this black guy Saul, I forget the actor's name, but his character name was Saul. They go to rob a bookies, and it was a setup to begin with, but whatever. And he's trying to get all the money that the bookies took in, and they already set the money off, and all they had was coins. So he's like, I ain't fucking buying that. Now, I use that a lot when I come into unrealistic situations that I know should be real, but they just come off as there's something wrong here. And I'll murmur to myself, I ain't fucking wanting that. And it's just now, 2 or 3 times, I find out the situation is real. The other 100 and something 30 times, I found out, yeah, I was right. And the 3 times that it's happened, it's just like, well, that's handy because I ain't fucking selling it. And that's the teller's response to him while he's trying to rob her. But I really love that one. I ain't buying it. I know there's more truth to this. I got to investigate into this. I got to find out more. I got to get to the bottom of this and find out the truth. And that's like a perseverance moment there that pushes me on to find out what's really going on here. And that's also something that happened a lot during not so much the mechanic work stuff, but the cop work stuff. That happened a lot. Dealing with people with those situations. We haven't been drinking at night. I saw you back there hit 3 curbs and sit at a red light for 30 minutes. It's like 30 minutes, whatever, exaggeration. Like a minute. Like, I ain't buying it. No. No. Let the lead officer take it over.
Ratty asks you, do you have a lip ring?
No, I do not. I have a labre. Brady messes with me on that.
Hey, Brady, do you have a vagina ring?
Oh, come on. Hey, come on.
Let's get a question.
Show some class and decorum. Or what? I don't even know what those words mean, but I hear
Yeah,
people
really.
say that.
That's the worst.
I hear people say that. I know I got more because I murmur little weird things all the time, little mantra things that I'll say all the time. Those are the ones I can think of right now because they just happen spontaneously. When I'm in a situation, and I'll just kind of say it to myself, and it's like, simple stuff like, oh, here we go again. I'm like, you again. And like, oh, that one, that's a good one. Oh, I'll do a, you again. And I'll say it out loud. I'm an only child. I grew up an only child. So I talk to myself. I argue with myself.
I hear you all the
I
time.
find it perfectly natural. And other people ask me, who are you talking to? I was like, oh, I was just thinking out loud, whatever, making up an excuse. But when I say it in that sense, oh, you again, it's a stereotype of a person that I'll see.
Oh, yeah, meet the real me. And I miss this way of life. A deep dark past is my most valued possession.
Whether it be a truck driver who's coming up to me asking about something. I have truck drivers come up to me asking about how do you slide your trailer axles to get the weight right, and they're wearing a
Good
tank
question.
top, shorts, and flip flops. I was like, oh, you again, because I get that all the time. I dress for my job. All right, I have steel-toed sneakers. I always wear jeans. Never wear shorts driving the truck, and I have a proper shirt on. I dress for the job because I'm dealing with heavy equipment every day. Stuff like that, or it'll be I'll be in Subway, and you got your ignorant one of the dark-colored skin who gets mad because they didn't get immediately addressed by the service staff because they're busy doing something. Hey, Shaw. Hey, man. I'm trying to place an order. Hold on, sir. I'll be with you just a man. That's some bad customer service, man. That's messed up, man. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh.
If I worked at Subway and they did that, I'd say, yeah, man, what's up? You want some chicken or something?
It's just like you
Welcome, King.
It's just, I hate people. Stereotypes are made for a reason because they exist.
This is why
They
you're my
absolutely
birthday twinsy. I had to move myself so I could poke Buff.
I see you.
This is my birthday
Not gonna
twinsie. Yeah.
drop a
All right.
pancake.
So
But yeah.
I agree with you, Buff. That was awesome. Thank you. That was really good. Why you shut your camera off? Like we were enjoying that.
I gotta mess with something right quick, and I
Oh,
need
because
to
you
put my
fidgeting. You fidgeting.
If you think you know what Buff is gonna mess with, please put it in the chat.
Oh, you shut up. Back comes the letter.
All right. Is it my turn?
Mm-hmm.
It's my turn. Okay.
Hopefully.
So, hopefully, Danny, be nice. So I had someone one time tell me something, and it was very inspiring to me, and it stuck with me. Now, my grandfather has said things to me in my life that have carried with me after I became a teenager and beyond. Like my grandfather, I would say like, everybody at school has these shoes. Everybody at school has these jeans, this name brand. And my grandfather, he would just sit there and he would be so quiet, but he spoke with authority, right? And he would just sit there for a long time and be quiet. And when he spoke, everyone listened. And he would say things to me like, Chris, if you tend to your own lawn, your grass will be greener. Pappy, I don't know what you're saying to me. And he's like, you will someday. You will someday. And I think there was a day that I was sitting there like kind of envious of somebody else. And I was like, oh gosh, like I wish I had like the perfect family, the house, the cars, like all of that. And I thought about it and I said, well, wait a minute. If you tend to your own lawn, yours will be greener because the grass is always greener on the other side, right? But if you mind your own business, mind your own biscuits, and life will be gravy. So you mind your own business, you take care of your own stuff, your life will be better, right? So that was something that stuck with me for a really long time. Another thing is I had someone tell me one time that, do you know the boiling point of water? And I said, no, I just know I sit and watch a boiling pot and it takes a long time to boil. And she said 212. And I said, okay. And she says, so if you're at 211, you're never going to boil. You have to give that 1 extra percent. That 1% makes the difference. And I realized at that moment when she said that to me, it is just small bits that you have to push forward to make a bigger difference. It's one step at a time, right? So if you're at 211 Fahrenheit, I think it's 100 Celsius, just for those of you that are not in the US or on our funny stuff. But yeah, so that 1%, you could go from just being water in a pan to being boiling. And that's when you stand and you watch the boiling pot. So every time I'm like make a pasta or I'm doing something and I see the pan and it's not boiling, I'm like, come on, give me that 1 more percent. Just give me that one more degree, one more. And then I see it boiling and I'm like, that's right. That inspires me. It actually inspires me to boil water. Is that silly? But it actually shows me that she's correct. Like just that one little extra, that one difference, that 1 degree makes the difference. And so sometimes you have to dig deep and you have to find that 1 little degree that makes a difference. And I refuse I refuse to be a victim. I refuse to ever be a victim. And when I hear people go like, oh, woe is me, oh, woe is me, oh, woe is me, I just feel bad for them instantaneously because
Well,
it's
it's different. It's different. It's different when you the frog in the pot.
yeah, exactly, Danny. Good point, Danny. But I honestly believe that one, like, just push that 1 more percent, that just one more, and it will get you to where you need to go. That one more, just push a little harder, focus a little more, give a little more of yourself, and you will achieve anything in your mind that you are set to do. Like, you will achieve it by giving just that one little extra, that one. And I honestly believe that. Like, okay, you can have gas, right? Without the spark, without the flame, you have no flame. It's just gas. So be that spark that lights the flame. Be that one little extra. Okay.
I'm sorry. I meant to say this earlier, but
You won't hurt my
hello,
feelings,
everybody
Buff.
No, I just want to say hello to everybody in chat.
Hello,
'cause I
everyone in
haven't-
chat.
Yeah, I haven't been responding to anybody in chat, and I just
And
started
everybody in
scrolling
chat's pretty much
through,
still here too. That's amazing.
I
and
know, right? Thank you guys
Oh,
so
uh,
much.
The panel fell asleep and passed out, but the chat's still here.
I know. And
hello,
I
I
just,
love you. Hello, I love you all, but I
But
will
I'm getting pretty
tell
close to having to
King,
go too.
I will tell King Blackout,
I've seen you on
go
JS's
fuck
with King.
yourself.
Oh,
Hey, shh.
damn, man. It's time to go. Good night, everybody.
I
Thanks for
thought you,
coming.
yeah.
We've hit the 3-hour mark, and it's been a
All
nice
right.
night. And
So then what I'm going to do is Coldy's not here tonight to do an after party. So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to look to see who's live. Any of my friends are live, and we're going to redirect. So we're going to go raid somebody. We're going to go raid one of my friends.
I'm gonna raid the damn refrigerator right there, buddy.
Me too.
Me old sandwich or something, you know, a piece of ham.
I feel like bean dipping chips with lots of cheese. I don't know. Saying.
What's up, King?
See, I was gonna say, Buff, be nice to King. I've seen you on JS's. Or Bricky. Was it Bricky or
Well,
JS?
now that I think about it,
I don't remember.
now that I think
I
about
thought
it, now that I think about it, it's so late at night. I think I'm just gonna get a piece of fruit or something.
Piece of fruit.
Yeah,
That's
like
sugar,
an apple or an orange or something like that.
Fruit is in your
That's-
vocabulary?
Yeah, it is in his
Yeah.
vocabulary. Let me
You
go.
have to eat a piece of fruit once in a while, or you'll get the damn scurvy, and your skin will rot off.
Scurvy.
You know, if I had
Who made the nougat?
Taste
If
the
I had the
biscuit just for
proper-
Caldy.
If I had the proper internet, I'd do an after party. I just don't right now.
Taste the biscuit.
Taste the biscuit. Oh, that'd
Taste
be
the
a song.
biscuit.
Oh, ooh.
Will you play that for me real fast while I look for who we're gonna restream everyone to?
No, do not play that. Copyright.
Oh, okay. Well, I love it. I love it.
Let's
So
play the outro.
I'm not gonna play an outro.
No outro.
I'm gonna redirect everybody over to one of my friends.
Jake Hudson's on.
Yeah, and I have quite a few people.
Did you say Jake is
Alright.
on?
So I'm gonna go ahead and play an outro, and then once we leave, the link will pop up in the chat, and everybody can be redirected. We're gonna go raid somebody. This is gonna be fun.
Somebody else on too, right? Except Dr. Wu.
Oh, Dr. Wu. Oh, he's
Yeah,
amazing.
you don't want to send nobody there. Nobody, please don't
No.
go
No.
there. You probably won't be able to take it.
Aw.
Yeah, he's been on about 5 hours. He's probably going to say
Oh
some very-
gosh.
He's saying some very, very offensive stuff, I'm sure.
I'm pretty sure he is.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure he has a beer can stack like up to his waist.
Yeah, he got Coors too.
Bam. All right. So let me play my outro. And then we'll redirect. Peace, everyone. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. I really love every single one of you that comes here and supports this channel. It means the world to me. Thank you. I couldn't do it without you. You guys inspire me. Thank you.
Happy trails. Be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell.
Ring my bell. Ring my bell.
She major another play, twisting my
Technically, that's an outro.
in a brand
It's an
new
outro,
way.
Danny.
Riddle, jokes,
Oh, no.
and trivia too.
It's a
B,
outro.
It's
Okay, fine. I'll play a different one.
Down in the ground where the spuds all grow, there's a happy little tuber stealing the show. On the YouTube stage, watch it shine so
I'm a potato.
bright. This creative spud's got its goals in sight. Goals in sight, shining bright. I'm a happy little tuber growing every day, spreading laughs and knowledge in a spudly way. From roots to shoots, I'm reaching for the sky. This potato's on a mission. Don't ask me why. On a mission, reaching high. Some spuds stay still, hiding in the dirt. But this tuber's climbing, proving its worth. With every click and every share, this creative spud's energy is everywhere. 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 I'm a happy little tuber growing every day, spreading laughs and knowledge in a spudly way. From roots to shoots, I'm reaching for the sky. This potato's on a mission. Don't ask me why. On a mission, reaching high. Some of us are mashed, some of us are fried. Some stay in the bag, but I'm reaching worldwide. From the Latin tuber, an edible root. I'm the spud with the style, the channel that's cute. Tuber, an edible root. So here's to the tubers, creative and bold, making magic happen with stories they've told. Every upload, every view, it's plain to see. This happy little tuber's making history. History, making history. I'm a happy little tuber growing every day, spreading laughs and knowledge in a spudly way. From roots to shoots, I'm reaching for